And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank you for joining me here tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live in the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over social media, all over the mainstream media, a little bit of everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, we have a brand new Speaker of the House. Well, not brand new. We have Kevin McCarthy in there, as we pretty much, well, he is brand new, right? Because it was Nancy Pelosi, then it became Kevin McCarthy. But we all knew that he would win. All the holdouts from the Freedom Caucus said, all right, let's go ahead and get him in there. But we all saw that coming. You guys are very smart. Also, you have the rapper known as Cardi B complaining about the very high food prices after endorsing Bernie Sanders first. Then when he dropped out, she switched to Joe Biden, both of whom would have had us right here in this very same situation with the very high food prices. Funny how that works. Does she understand the correlation? Probably not. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, the College of Oncologists psychologists in Ontario, Canada are threatening to revoke Jordan Peterson's license to practice psychology because of some things that he is retweeted, not even tweeted himself. It wasn't even his own thought. He just retweeted something to share it, to have you look at it and make your own mind up. For retweeting and some complaints they got because of the retweets, they're talking about trying to take his license away from him. We'll talk about that. Also, Damar Hamlin is awake, no breathing tube. Cori Bush calls Byron Donalds a prop. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for joining me tonight. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you enjoy what you are hearing thus far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Also, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We got quite a few topics on deck. There's also the case of the shooting in Virginia. I saw that. I forgot to do a video on it, but I may do a video still. So there was a shooting at an elementary school in Virginia. A 6-year-old boy, I think, pulled a pistol out during the fight. I mean, I'm telling you, these boys are crazy. And that part of Newport News, you guys know I'm from Virginia. I've been in Newport News before. I used to live there, matter of fact. But I used to live in the actual hood area. Now, this area in Richmond Elementary, that's like way up north past Denby. You about to be in Seaford and whatnot. That's kind of a, if I'm not mistaken, kind of a country area. Like, I don't even know what's going on. You see, when I was in Virginia, I lived like right by the JRB, kind of downtown, trailer park, hood area. But this area is not quite that from what I'm understanding. And if I'm wrong, y'all let me know in the comments. But a 6-year-old had the pistol and shot it. And the teacher got shot. And I think she has life-threatening injuries, but hopefully she'll be okay. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. We will. But before we get into all that, before I jump the gun and get into the topics, shout out to all the sponsors, of course. Shout out to me and my websites, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. You can go to the website right on the front page. You'll find articles to go with each video that I produce, partly for the microphone sound. But you'll find everything right there. So if you're ever wondering where a particular source is, where did I get it, go to the website, anthonyblogan.com. Everything will be right there in front of you. Also, go to the contact page, anthonyblogan.com/contact. You can find my email address, my snail mail address, my social media accounts, aside from YouTube, my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff is right there on anthonyblogan.com/contact. Oh, and PSA, because I got to say it, and a lot of you guys are saying, hey, man, you don't got to say this. Everybody knows better. Not everyone knows better. Okay, check it out. I got to say that if you are in the comment section and you notice a person comment, like reply to your comment, that may look like me, they may have my picture, they may have a similar name, and then they say, hey, man, check it out. Contact me on WhatsApp. Talk about stocks and bonds and Bitcoin. I promise that's not me. please, 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 in 2023, do not get scammed. I will never contact you through a comment talking about, hey, call me on this janky app, or some random phone number talking about Bitcoin or stocks or anything weird like that. I'm not trying to get you to get a reverse home mortgage or nothing weird, okay? So that's not me. Don't get scammed. Don't ever contact me through a comment. If you want to contact me, go to the website. My contact info is right there on the website. It's real easy. AnthonyBLogan.com/contact. If it's not me, if it's not there, it's not me. I promise. Please, please, please don't get scammed. And some of you guys are saying, well, hey, ABL, we all know that, but not everybody does. You know, I always tell the story about how I get a call from dad. He's freaking out because his computer won't work. He's like, Anthony, what do I do? Because y'all know I'm like the family IT guy sometimes. Anthony, what do I do? I'm going through a checklist in my mind. I'm like, okay, first of all, is the computer plugged in? He paused. He started laughing. It's like, okay, yeah, let's just start there first. The moral of the story is not everyone is very computer savvy like that. So I got to make that PSA. Please don't get scammed in 2023. But I digress. Also, shout out to my other sponsors. We have patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these internets. Check them out through the link in the box. If you want the beautiful handmade wooden flags that are right behind me, go to bhedesigns.com. All these links will be in the description. This is also a podcast you're listening to right now. If you want to hear it, audio only, no commercials, please go to your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description box, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. And if you listen to me right now on those audio streaming platforms, if you're there right now, please give me a 5-star rating. Give me a review. Do whatever you can to help, and I most certainly appreciate you for doing so. All right. So it was not me, Pseudo Spike. I promise it wasn't. So if you got a WhatsApp text going on right now from somebody talking about, hey, you know what, I'm ABL, I promise that is not me. So please, 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 you have been warned. But let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling here. Where do I start? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start with the shooting in Virginia Beach, in Newport News, which is right in that area. And, you know, if for y'all that are from Virginia, that's like cross the water. That's what we call it. We don't go across the water for too much. It's probably the same way for them to live over there. It's like we ain't going across the water. Well, they got to come across the water to us because they want to go to the beach in the downtown Norfolk and et cetera, so on and so forth. But let me see if I can find a video. I'm pretty sure Wavy has it on theirs. Yeah. So here we go. Let's go ahead and put this on the screen. This is from Wavy TV 10, local news in the Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. All right. Somebody says no sound. You got to turn your sound on, boss. But let me go ahead and play this over here. This should have sound coming through it. I'll be able to hear it in my headphones if it's not.
We begin tonight with the end of the week and another tragedy in our schools and a community in shock.
This has so many questions that need to be answered. How could a 6-year-old get a hold of a gun, then shoot a teacher in front of classmates? The shooting happened around 2 this afternoon at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News.
Police tell us the shooting appears to be intentional. More importantly, it has school officials, parents, and young children all grasping for answers. And
so a 6-year-old intentionally shot a teacher in the class. This is what they're saying to you right now. Because when you hear a story like this, you may think, oh, well, nah, this is just somebody brought a gun to school. You hear it all the time. A kid brings a gun to school. It goes off by accident. Somebody gets hurt, or it just discharges and nobody gets hurt. Maybe there's a bullet in the wall or something like that. That happens not all the time, but it has happened before. But this appeared to be intentional. Okay.
The how it all happened.
10 on your side's Michelle Wolfson, Newport News, to try and put this tragic day together for us.
It's a lot to digest. Why and how does a 6-year-old little boy, a first grader, shoot his teacher on purpose. Right now, that boy is in police custody and his teacher is being treated here at Riverside Regional Medical Center with serious injuries. A source close to Newport News School District tells me she was shot in the chest. Police officers swarmed to Newport News Elementary School Friday after calls of an active shooter. The suspect, a 6-year-old boy.
This was not an accidental shooting.
Newport News Police Chief Steve Drew said during a joint news conference that the child pulled a handgun during an altercation with his teacher, ultimately wounding her. Other children were in the classroom at the time.
These are little kids, like little kids. This is crazy. This is craziness.
But were not injured.
Today, our students got a lesson in gun violence.
I want to know where that firearm came from. What was the situation?
That guy right there was the mayor, by the way, of Newport News. This guy right, I forget his name, but he's the mayor of Newport News.
A lesson in gun violence.
I want to know where that firearm came from. What was the situation?
Groups of children escorted by plainclothes officers in bulletproof vests to their families after an hour-long lockdown. Tracy DeBrew rushed to Rich Neck Elementary to pick up her grandson when she heard the news.
Where did this child come from? We have to do something about this gun violence.
Now, I'm going to tell you this, though. Virginia has kind of had some issues. Like, all right, do you know that in Virginia, you can be charged as an adult at age 14? At age 14, you're going to the penitentiary. Now, this boy, 6 years old, obviously, probably won't get an adult charge. How can, like, 6 years old? How do you even fathom that? But when people talking about, oh, he was only 14 years old, he was only 12 years old, that's a lot of times when they get to be the most active because they're brainless. They're just doing stuff. They don't really care about the consequences. They don't care about the future. They just do stuff like this. But a 6-year-old, this is probably the youngest I've seen. I've seen a 10, 11, 12-year-old. I'm going to tell you a story about Virginia, about me growing up and some of the violence that kids commit. Now, obviously, 6 years old, I mean, come on. There's got to be something happening in that household that is just completely ridiculous. Okay? But I'm going to tell you what happened. So what am I in? I'm in the 8th grade or 7th grade. One of the two, doesn't really matter. I'm going to a school in Portsmouth called, at the time it was called Hunt Map, but that's gone now. They've been tore that down. That was a whole story in itself. They constantly had bomb threats and everything else. That school was a complete mess. They eventually had no heat, no AC, constant bomb threats, flying roaches. I'm talking about jetpacks flying around, like Futurama type stuff, okay? Video game type stuff. But anyway, I digress. So one of the teachers came to school with a splint, like some kind of splint like you would have on your finger. He had that on his nose. His nose had been broken. So we're wondering what happened to his nose. Well, come to find out, a 6th grader, you're talking about an 11-year-old boy, put a lock, like a combination lock. He put the loop of the lock over his finger. So on his knuckle, or on his on the bent part of the front part of the finger, that's where the lock was. So it's kind of like brass knuckles. He hit a teacher in the face, punched him in the face with the lock, and broke his nose. 11 years old. The teacher was like a 40-something-year-old white guy. It was crazy. So I've seen violence from children as a kid in Virginia. Yes, absolutely.
It is taking over now. It's taking over our babies.
And this military mom who recently moved to the United States while her husband is stationed in Hampton Roads.
Let's do something. We've got a new governor now. Let's do something. Let's change it. You've got a beautiful country. You've got beautiful people.
That is not a Virginia accent. I have no idea where she's from. Might be, I don't know. I don't want to be racist, but that's definitely not a Virginia accent.
But what's the problem? Guns.
It's a dark day for Newport News. We're going to learn from this, and we're going to come back stronger.
Newport News police.
Oh, that was the mayor. Oh, okay. I don't know who the other guy was then. That's interesting. The other guy might have been the House rep.
At last check, the teacher has shown some improvement. This coming Monday, school is going to be canceled for Rich Neck Elementary students, and counseling services will be available. In Newport News, Michelle Wolf, 10 on your side.
So that's that. Rich Neck Elementary. As far as I know, that's not even really in the hood area. That's like north. If you know about Newport News, when you in the southern part, like downtown, it's completely ghetto. Once you go further up north, Denby and all of that, once you get closer to Seaford and Pocosin and all that, it's different. It's not quite the same way it is in the South. But hey, things happen. I just saw the other day where there was a shooting in Perimeter Mall in Atlanta where it's, that's like Ashford Dunwoody in a place that's supposed to be kind of nice outside of the city. Lenox Mall, you expect that to happen at Lenox Mall. It's right there in Buckhead where there's a lot of crime happening right now. Buckhead is a really high dollar area, but also a high crime area because of the people coming from East, West, South Atlanta in the city, the hood, coming up north. But they're going further and further and further up north. It's like, hey, y'all stay down there. Don't come up here with the nonsense, okay? And it's not even a race thing because you got plenty of black folks up there, Ashford Dunwoody, Sandy Springs, all of that don't want the ridiculousness from inside the city to come to their neck of the woods. And a lot of the ridiculousness comes from out-of-towners who bring their criminality from their cities of origin with them. But I don't want to go down that road talking about ATL. That was in Virginia, Newport News. So hopefully we figure out more about what happened, like why. I mean, usually when the criminal does something like this, I'm not necessarily interested in why. I'm just saying, okay, let's get to the punishment. Big rocks, little rocks, right? That's kind of where my focus is. You want to know why, but that's not necessarily that important. But in this case, it's very important to understand why a 6-year-old is arguing with a teacher. So just so we're clear, the teacher and the student were having an argument, or the teacher was being probably screamed at or whatever by the little boy. During the confrontation, the boy pulls a gun out and shoots her. I just don't have any words. So, yeah, people talking about, oh, it's the guns, right? Like you guys are saying right there. It's not the guns. Look at the home environment. The gun didn't jump in the person in the little boy's backpack. The gun did not pull itself out and shoot the teacher. Okay, the gun did not create a crazy home environment where that kind of thing is even. Why would you think that's an okay thing to do during any kind of situation? Like bringing the gun to school, number one, bringing it to school shows some kind of intent, like you wanted to use that, and then to pull it out during the argument lets me know that you had an idea of when you were going to use it. So you got to be able to understand why a 6-year-old would do something like that. Yeah, and to be able to handle it and aim it. I'm thinking about a 6-year-old, talking about little kids. How do you even know how to manipulate a gun, like a real gun, and shoot it? It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the kid's life, but you can just assume, probably no dad. But it's got to be more than that. The whole no dad thing, it's like, okay, you can have no dad, but whose gun is that? I know he didn't go to Bob's gun shop in Norfolk and say, hey, can I get a Glock 19? Can I get hollow tip ammunition? So that's somebody's gun that was not locked up properly. So that's an L right there. Your child should not be able to take your gun without your knowledge. Your gun should be locked up somewhere where they cannot just access it and take it. First. Second, why would they be pulling it out and shooting somebody during the argument? There's all kind of failures from the parent's point of view. That's where this should start. Okay. And then we got to look into the mental state of the 6-year-old. Why would you do something like that? Let's get down to the bottom of it, but we'll see. We'll see what's happening. Exactly, Reptilian. Reptilian says, at 6, can he rack the slide? Exactly. Can you do this action? It probably was already ready to roll. It probably had one in the chamber, ready to roll. You probably had to just pull the trigger, and then that was it. All right. Now, Bob's gun shop is in Norfolk. It got one on Bremerton and Granby, Bob. Yeah, I saw it down there last time I was there. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Nikki said my dad took me to the gun range at 6 or 7. Yeah, I mean, I can see that happening for sure. But racking the slide and doing all the extra stuff that you would need to do without an adult being able to be there with you is a little different. All right. But I'm reading some of the comments here. Then I move forward to the next one. A gang initiation, not at 6 years old. That's way too early. 6-year-olds, not really. If you were to say 9 or 10, maybe. And that's still kind of young, but not 6. No. A first grader. No. Maybe even a kindergartner, depending upon when their birthday is. You're insane to use. Real name says, that's a good name. I still had a 22. I learned to shoot with at 5. That was 61 years ago. Wow. Shout out to you for still having that. Hopefully, is it still work? Is it still operational? Exactly, Jimmy. To already have that mindset and will to do that is disturbing. Yes. RDL says if Mother Nature and Father Time take the apple away, the apple will fall far from the tree. David Hughes says dad kept long guns in his closet, handguns in his dresser sock drawer. My siblings and I never mess with them. Have to have a parent teach right and wrong. Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Because even if the gun is left out where it's accessible, the child should know to not take that. The child should have that kind of discipline to not take that. But if it does get taken and it's used, that's an L for the parent because they did something wrong. Whether it be proper discipline, whether it be keeping the gun locked up, whatever it is, that's their fault. All right. Ian Kenny says, I don't like people using the excuse of not having a dad. Yes, a father figure is important, but my dad went to prison when I was 9, turned out fine, not perfect, but not we Todd Ed. I'm not saying the R word. I'm saying we WETODDED. But anyway, yeah, that story is crazy. I might do a full video on that, perhaps if we get any kind of other information. Oh, and I've been following the speaking of crime and stuff like that. I've been following the story about the Idaho shooter or alleged shooter. Oh, they got him. He's pretty much toast. I mean, they had DNA. And you know what's interesting about that? They found DNA from one of those DNA websites. So if you give DNA to 23andMe, Ancestry, or whatever, that's in a database. Basically, I'm not saying that I'm mad they used that because I'm glad they got the guy, but at the same time, that's a database. The government can subpoena that to possibly incriminate you. Now, if you're not out here doing anything wrong, then you'd be in the clear. But I kind of fear where that goes next. Where they're going to use it? How are they going to use that ability to subpoena your biometric data? I mean, I guess they already got it. They got our faces, fingerprints, and eyes and stuff like that from the phones, so they could pretty much get it. Like, let's say, for example, you got a phone with a fingerprint reader. Oh, and how's the teacher? Wait a minute. Before I get to the fingerprint reader and the biometric data, I'm gonna give you guys an update on the teacher if possible. Let me see. I think the teacher had critical. I don't know if she was in critical.
Good evening.
I don't know if she was critical, but I think what happened was it was life-threatening injuries, but I think she's okay. I'll keep you updated on that. I don't think she's in jeopardy of losing her life at this moment, but I'll keep y'all up to date on that. But get back to what I was saying about the biometric data. You have phones that use the thumbprint to unlock. Now, is that data, is your thumbprint data stored locally only, or does it go to a server? If it goes to a server, can the government subpoena that server when it comes to a crime scene? So let's say, for example, they have suspects on the short list, and at the crime scene they found fingerprints, maybe a thumbprint. So the police say, okay, check it out. We want to be able to subpoena your server, Samsung or Apple or whoever, subpoena the server to get this person's thumbprint. Can they do that? So then there's no need to do the old school method of having you come in and touch something or leave DNA somewhere. They can just get that straight from these companies that already have the information on the server. Is it locally? Okay. Now somebody says it's local, and then someone says it goes to a server. So I'm not really sure which one it is. Okay. I'm not really sure which one it is. Definitely a server. And by design, well, I mean, so what are you going to do about that? How does that really work? You know, and I've seen people, I knew a guy, no names, but I knew somebody that got locked up from cell phone data, they got their cell phone pinged. So they were running, they had some charges, and they went on the run, and the police found them through their cell phone ping. Right. And I think that's how they did something else. They were doing something with the cell phone ping, but yeah, I think they might have found the guy they might have found the Idaho suspect through cell phone pings and DNA and all that good stuff. So yeah, all your data is just out there. The government says, hey, we need that data. Come on, hand it over. And then they got to hand it over. Shout out to Apple for not bowing to that when it came to the encryption. Remember that? I covered that story. It might have been some years back, but it was a whole big thing about Apple refusing to allow the government a backdoor into encryption because they were trying to crack a phone, but they couldn't because it was encrypted data. And they were trying to get Apple to crack it or to install a backdoor, but they refused to do it. I'm glad they didn't do it because what part of it's encrypted, don't you understand? It's encrypted for a reason, so don't try to crack that. If you could just crack it as a government, then anybody can crack it because we know what's going on right now with the Mexican drug cartels fighting the Mexican government, allegedly. Mexican army, military, whatever they got going on. We know what's happening with that. We know how the Sinaloa cartel or whoever it is get those weapons. We know that we know that they're not just making these guns in Mexico and using them. They're not producing the firearms and the ammunition. They're getting them probably from the US of A, probably from us. We got a bunch of guys that are just like your man that got freed for Brittany Griner. What's the man's name? I want to say Victor Shokin. I know it's not his name. That's a Ukrainian guy that was in some funny business. Victor Bout or Boot, whatever his name is. This guy, Victor Boot, was giving guns to a lot of Middle Eastern countries, African countries, like fueling like the Liberian Civil War crime type stuff. He's one guy that got locked up. It was a whole big thing, but it's a lot of guys like that right here in the USA. As a matter of fact, okay, here's a question, a simple question. Who do you think dealt more arms? Victor Bout, the Merchant of Death, whatever they want to call him or Barack Obama and Eric Holder with the Fast and the Furious kerfuffle? Just Fast and Furious, not even anything else, not even actually arming a bunch of countries, Ukraine, Taiwan, Afghanistan, Iraq. I'm talking about just that one operation, Fast and Furious, where the whole point was, okay, we're going to give a bunch of guns to, we're going to flood the guns at the southern border, and we want them to wind up in the hands of the cartel bosses so we can track it. I mean, the dumbest plan ever. So who was the biggest arms dealer? Victor Bout or Barack Obama and Eric Holder in the one operation? And I'm going to compare Victor Bout's whole career, his whole prolific arms dealing career, to that one incident of many from the Obama administration. Okay, probably a lot more. Orange Man, yeah. Orange Man gave a bunch of guns. Buying $85 billion to Afghanistan. Oh, yeah. And the Ukraine, don't get me started on Ukraine. Oh, my goodness. Just the money faucet is never ending. This guy comes to the meetings in a basketball suit, a track suit, like an Italian mobster. Like he's going to eat pizza right after that. Okay, he's going to get whatever he gets and go to eat a big Italian pizza pie right in New York City, Times Square. Ridiculous stuff. So we know the biggest arms dealers are. Mexican drug cartels are having a war right now over Ovidio Guzman. And I might have said his name wrong, but I know I'm talking about El Chapo's boy, his son. So the military, or I guess the government out there, arrested him. I don't know why they would do that. What's the purpose in arresting El Chapo's son? You know it's going to cause a problem. Like, what's the benefit to that? What's the point of arresting them when all they're going to do is break them out? There was a guy that got broken out of a prison or a jail right on the southern border on the Mexican side. They gonna get that guy out of jail. I think the only reason why El Chapo is still locked up is because he got sent to the U.S. If he was still in Mexico, he would have been out already. How do you escape how do you escape like a Supermax penitentiary? There must be inside help. The man had a whole tunnel, like a whole actual tunnel underneath the prison, like with a rail car. It was sophisticated. One thing about Mexicans, shout out to y'all. You guys are industrious builders. Y'all get it done. Y'all get it done. Y'all play that music. Play that music and you get it done. A whole house built in the entire day. That El Chapo tunnel probably built in 72 hours. Okay. They probably built that thing instantly. As soon as he got locked up, they built that tunnel, and within 24 to 48, he was free. That's how that works. Hold on. Noel 72 says sheriff's deputy by me was arrested for selling silencers and fully auto rifles several years ago. Wow. Crazy. So yeah, you know where that's coming from. You know where the drug cartels are getting their weapons are getting that straight from the good old US of A. All right. And that whole thing is just completely crazy. Let me see if I can find I got a few clips for you guys. I got quite a few clips for you guys, actually. I'm going to show you guys the perimeter mall situation. I have a whole lot going on here. So y'all hang tight. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all the good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. Okay, matter of fact, and I'm going to play some of that music. You might have just heard it right now. Heard a little bit of a sample of that music I'm talking about. Hey, and I remember when they were building my development, when they were still building most of the houses and they'd be working all day. That music, at a certain point, I'm starting to jam to it. I look forward to them playing their little playlist. They have some, hey, I see why I like that music. They play that music for whatever. They play that music while they're working, while they're shooting, while they're playing soccer, whatever they're doing, the music is playing. And let me go ahead and put that on the screen. And let's go ahead and just get a little bit of sound and not burst your eardrums. So the caption from Uncle Sam's Tribe, shout out to you, boss, for posting this. This says, it's not safe in Mexico. The Sinaloa cartel is serious about rescuing the son of El Chapo, Ovidio Guzman, alias El Raton. It's time to secure our borders and send our Marines. Hashtag Ovidio Guzman, El Raton, El Chapo, Cartel de Sinaloa, Sinaloa Cartel, Cuyoacan. Let's check it out. So you see, these guys have a lot of firepower. We got handguns, rifles, bulletproof vests, all of that in the car. And they got on, I'm not sure what it is, clown makeup, crazy sombreros, all of that. Man, these guys got on clown makeup, but would you want to see them? If you saw these guys in your neighborhood like that, I mean, try to just find cover because it's not going to be pretty. Look at that. AK, ready to go. Fully loaded magazine, ready to roll. Okay, look at that. 100-round drum. Looks like, maybe I'm wrong about that. 50-round, 100-round drum. I mean, it's not really a game. Is that a sniper rifle? Look at this. Look at this scope on that. You see that scope? I mean, it's like Call of Duty type stuff in real life. So yeah, it's serious. Now here's some of the actual firepower going on. Now this is from Libertarian Party. Interesting. Mises Caucus. It says war is broken out between Mexican Defense Forces and the Sinaloa cartel in Cuyoacan in response to the arrest of El Chapo's son, Ovidio Guzman. More footage will be added in the thread below as it emerges. Check it. Like hear the actual sound. So you have, I guess this is like a, I want to say an airplane, maybe, or a helicopter, some kind of aerial, maybe even a drone. I'm not sure what that is, firing down on the cartel, or maybe it's a cartel firing down on them. Who knows? They may have the actual drone or plane or whatever kind of aerial vehicle that is.
mames, a la verga.
It's crazy. And I saw another video of, here it is right here. So they fire on the airplane. I'm talking about a passenger plane with passengers on it. While it was on the tarmac, I think it might have been landing or taking off, one of the two. And you have passengers hiding on the plane, trying to duck for cover because the bullets could go through the actual cabin. Hopefully it was not in the takeoff process. Or, really, it's bad all the way around. So yeah, they're on the ground escaping. Because right outside the window, you got the cartel shooting. You see? You see where they are right here? So they're outside the window shooting. It's crazy. Totally crazy. So yeah, if you want to go to Mexico right now, I don't know. Maybe if you go to a resort, Playa del Carmen or somewhere like that, you might be okay. But you want to go anywhere else, I think not. Now you got little kids out here with the pistols or with more rifles. Walk with a walkie, making stuff happen. And then there's more. Okay, now here's one. I think that was a helicopter. So it says right here, Mexican Air Force helicopters engage residential areas containing cartel members. So they're saying that minigun that was firing came from a helicopter, and they're firing down on cartel compound. That's what's going on with the noise we heard earlier. See, here's a different angle of the same video we saw earlier. So this is exchanging. They're exchanging fire. It's not just the helicopter firing down. The cartel are firing back. I don't know if they have anti-aircraft. They may have that. I'm sure they do. Maybe not right here in this compound, but I'm sure they have anti-aircraft. No mames. Now you can see the actual vehicle in the air. Imagine seeing that outside your house. It's crazy. So, son-in-law cartel members preparing to fight. So, look at this. Now, do you think they got that weapon right there? What's that? Is that a Beretta? Do you think they got that just, I don't know, Mexico, their own factories, make that themselves? Or, okay, matter of fact, here's a question. Where did this weapon right here come from? Where did these trucks come from? Or vans or whatever they got? Where did all this stuff come from? You tell me. Look at this. This is an army right here. But you know what's the cause of all this? And I'm sure you guys know. You guys are pretty smart. Is a Barrett 50 cal? Yeah. So you know the cause of all this is? The cause of all this is the United States Big Pharma. Big Pharma in the USA, because Big Pharma creates the need for all these drugs, fentanyl being chief, and the cartel feels it. And they fight for control over the trade between them and other cartels, and they fight the government so they can sell all their drugs to the U.S. That's really what it is, in my opinion. That's just all of what it is. So Mexican army got ambushed in Tamaulipas. Now, some would call Mexico a failed state because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, if you can't defend your own borders, your own nation, if your state is being controlled basically by the narco gangs, it's like, well, what do you really have? Do you have any kind of sense of governance at all? I don't know. So you see all the cars driving by. See, the army's right there in that one vehicle. All those cars coming by, driving. That appears to be the cartel ambushing them. It almost sounds fake, doesn't it? It's like a movie where they have sound effects. But now this is 100% real. This is totally real. Okay, this is real. Imagine that coming across our border. I mean, there's no security. What's to stop them from just saying, you know what? Okay, let's go ahead and invade the U.S. Just come right across. Matter of fact, they're invading us without even having to do all this. They could just walk across. How do you know that they don't have the Sicarios and all these guys just walking across the border, and being basically escorted across the border? I mean, it goes on for a good 2 minutes. Imagine how much, I mean, you got to have endless ammunition. 2 minutes of just constant firing. A lot of automatic, a lot of semi, but a lot of automatic in there, just constantly for minutes at a time. How do you really win that? There's a whole thread of that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll link to this somewhere, or I might do a video on it. It was a prison break. There's all kind of stuff going on. Supply lines. That's something else they do. They pop holes in the pipeline, gas pipeline, steal the petroleum, steal the oil. It's a mess. Hey, so yeah, they're already here. They're already here. There's no need for them to try to do all their firing and stuff and fight to get across the border. What's the purpose? They already are being escorted. They've already been escorted into the country. All right, that's just what it is. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. But we got quite a few more videos, not so much of the shooting and firing, but we got some other videos here that I want to show you guys. Where do I want to go to next? Did I want to get to, I kind of want to shift gears a little teeny bit. Oh, okay, to lighten it up a little bit of a palate cleanser. It's kind of violent, but not really. So, matter of fact, this is going to be a good lead into my next topic, actually, that I already had on the board. Speaking about Latin America, we're going to go to Ecuador and talk about the man who changed his gender in an attempt to win a custody battle. So in Ecuador, the laws favor the mother. We're talking about what the laws favor women in custody battles specifically. So if you're a woman legally, you should be on the same page as another woman. If you got woman A fighting woman B over the custody, we should be on equal playing field. So if woman B has a better situation, better life, better home conditions, more money than woman A, then woman B should get custody, right? If the laws are going to be applied, and if I'm recognized, well, if the guy's recognized as being a woman, matter of fact, hold on, let me see if I can pull it up right quick. You guys that speak Spanish will understand what's going on. But here is, I'm not going to read that. I can read some of that, but I'm not going to read it. I'm going to translate that right quick. I'm going to just leave it up for you guys that can read and speak Spanish. But it says, Ecuadorian citizen changed his gender to female to fight for custody of his daughters. Quote, my actions are not against anyone in particular, but against the system, said Renee Salinas, who renounced her male gender at the Swansea Civil Registry. Okay, so that's him right there. All right, I'll play a little bit of this, but of course it's in Spanish. I don't understand it. Maybe you guys do in the chat watching.
Conozcan la lucha que yo inicio el día de hoy. No contra una persona, no para dañar a nadie, sino más bien para luchar contra este sistema que ha estigmatizado el hecho de nacer hombre. En este caso, lo mío tiene que ver con el cuidado de mis hijas. Las leyes dicen que quien tiene derecho es la mujer. Y en este momento yo soy de sexo femenino.
So he changed his gender right there. You see it? So, género femenino. So that's him, República de Ecuador. And yeah, he changed his whole thing. Salinas Ramos, other name, Renee Santiago. So yeah, that's it right there. Change his whole gender trying to win the custody battle. And I'm rooting for him. Because if we're going to be equal, if all things are going to be equal, then nah, let's have it be equal. And you can't question why I'm changing my gender, huh? You can't say, well, hey, ABL, why are you changing your gender? Well, why are you asking me? Don't worry about it. Worry about yourself. I'm going to do what I'm going to do because guess what? You could change your gender for whatever the reason. You know what? How about I just feel like I want to be a girl today? I'm going to change it because of that reason. You can't question me. You can't assume my gender. Yes, I'm a big, tall dude with a beard and everything else, and I don't have any kind of feminizing characteristics about me, but so what? I'm a woman. Deal with it. I changed it legally on my identification. Now we got to go to court and deal with that. And if we can't deal with that, if you're not going to recognize my new gender, then this whole thing about changing your gender is bogus. So how about we just rescind the whole law if we're not going to apply it fairly and equally? If it's about equality and whatnot, then let's have it be that.
Este momento yo también soy mamá, así me considero. Yo estoy muy seguro de mi sexualidad.
You guys are funny. Somebody said 2 moms don't make her right. That's hilarious. Hey. Hilarious. Shout out to you.
Lo que he buscado es que quiero ser mamá, para yo poder también dar el cariño y protección que una mamá puede dar a sus hijos. Esto como una salida, porque justamente la ley es la que nos está quitando nuestro derecho de ser padres. Entonces estoy utilizando la ley para que me devuelvan ese derecho de compartir con mis hijos.
All I see is a good dad trying to just be in his daughter's life because the kids have been kept from him for like 5 months. So it's a custody battle. He can't see his kids. I saw another custody battle involving Kel Mitchell. You guys, you probably like my age or a little bit older or right around it. It was a show on Nickelodeon called Kenan and Kel. He was one half of Kenan and Kel. The other half, Kenan Thompson, is on SNL, or at least he was for like 17 years. But anyway, I digress. So Kel Mitchell was fighting for years. He was fighting for for years and years and years. For 6 years, he was not able to see his children because the mom, what they say, baby mama terrorist, kept them from him. He was going to court. She wouldn't show up. She wouldn't bring the kids. It was a whole big mess. You can't just go take your kids. That's called kidnapping. You go to jail for that. You got to go to court and go through the process, but she's not showing up. She's not bringing the kids. And then, of course, when he's able to come back into the kid's life 6 years later, they've been brainwashed by the mom to hate him. They're not even trying to really talk to him. It's heartbreaking. So shout out to this man. Hopefully what he's doing right here works. Hopefully what he's doing right here works. Oh, and there was an article from Vice, and I'm not going to read the entire thing. I'm going to just give you one segment of the article. You got to see this. Okay, you got to see it. Okay, hold on. Let me just key it up right quick. let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna read these two sentences. But the man's legal change from male to female has surprised and concerned LGBTQ LMNOP X1Z123 activists who fought to have Ecuadorian laws changed in 2015 to allow the change of gender. Quote, this man's private matter to obtain custody of his daughters isn't the spirit of the law. Oh, really? Now it's about the spirit of the law. Now you want to make that argument, right? Now you want to say that. Check it out. Is it the spirit of the law when you get these men who, quote unquote, become women to dominate women's sports? Like, I don't know, swimming, MMA, track and field, basketball, and everything else? Or is it the spirit of the law when you got these 15, 16-year-old boys in high school, okay, fresh off puberty, hormones going everywhere, who say, you know what, I'm a girl now, and I want to go in a girl's locker room. And I still got my equipment, and my equipment is reacting when I see these girls undressed. Is that the spirit of the law? Is it the spirit of the law where you got these fully grown adult men going into girls' bathrooms and waiting for them there, attacking them and assaulting them there? Is that the spirit of the law? So what is the spirit of the law? LGBT groups. I'm going to ask that to Diane Rodriguez from the Ecuadorian Federation of Organizations of LGBTI. Okay, I'm going to ask that person. I don't want to assume their gender, but what's the spirit of the law? Y'all tell me. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what's happening, but I will go ahead and digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, give the video a thumbs up if you're not done so far. But we got quite a few more things happening. So yeah, that video right there was crazy. And I did not forget about the video, but it's probably best to play it now because you get that whole story and the spirit of the law, all this and that and the third. Now, here's a question I have for you guys. I know the answer is a rhetorical question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Why is it that you never see or you rarely see, when you're talking about sports especially, we always see these men that go become, quote unquote, become women and then they dominate women's sports, right? Like, who was the guy with the swimmer? I forgot his name, but he was like ranked almost dead last when he was swimming with the men. He goes to compete with the women and becomes this international success, right? We see that all the time where the men go to compete against the women and they dominate, but we rarely ever see the women go compete against the men. Have you ever seen any trans man, like a biological XX woman? Have you ever seen a trans man go compete in the NBA or something like that? Try to go compete against LeBron James? How about a trans man trying to fight? What's Tyson Fury? Can you imagine a trans man trying to fight Tyson Fury? It'd be I personally, if I saw that on my pay-per-view, I'm calling the police. Please get this man off this woman, please. Now, here's a video of exactly why you don't see the trans men go compete against the actual biological XY men. Let's go ahead and roll it. This is a trans man in the pink here. This is a trans man fighting an actual man. So to be clear, this is a biological woman fighting a biological man. But the woman thinks she's a man. No way. I mean, come on. Come on. And the man's not overly big or nothing like that, but it doesn't matter. You bring two people that are similar in size, but you have one man and one woman. The woman usually won't win unless you got Ronda Rousey fighting some random dude that has never touched any kind of heavyweight in his whole life. Like, I'm talking about the ultimate soy boy, no muscle mass, something like that, maybe. But you got anybody that's halfway trained as an athlete, prime example, when the U.S. women's soccer team, I'm talking about the team that goes to the World Cup and they face off against other World Cup, like professional country teams, the Women's World Cup got beat by a bunch of boys in college, or it might have been high school. Any decent high school soccer team can defeat the women's national team because it's just, the differences are just too much. It's not wrong to say that. It's not wrong to say that men are physically superior to women. It's like it's not wrong to say that women are emotionally superior to men. Typically. I know people, not all, typically. Y'all know I'm right. And it's okay. We're all human beings. It's fine. Men can't have babies, right? We can't have children, but women can. They can do it. We can't. It's okay to say that. It's not sexist to say that. But you know what I saw? You know what I saw recently? I saw, when I was a young guy, I was a fan of comic books. I had a big collection. I had cards. I had comics. I had all kind of stuff. I was really big into Marvel. I had some DC stuff, Batman, Superman, all that kind of stuff. But mostly I was into Marvel, right? Okay. So check it out. Here's what I saw recently of a new comic featuring Joker. First of all, I don't know what this is, like what kind of art style this is. Is this 2022 or the 1960s? Like what's going on here? So they have Joker being pregnant. Like, okay, I understand it's a comic book and it's not supposed to be real, but it's drawn in a realistic way. It's not supposed to be like high fantasy. We ain't talking about Lord of the Rings and nothing crazy like that, right? Where you got flying dragons and all that. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about a thing that is supposed to be in the fictional world, but it represents some kind of has some kind of tie to reality. Okay. So this is Joker pregnant. I'm gonna read this strip. It says, Joker speaking, well, what have we here? And then who was that right there? I don't know. But it says, the person said, I think you're pregnant. And Joker said, I think you're right. Do we have a good OBGYN we use? You see what I'm saying? You're asking for an OBGYN. That's a real thing in real life. See how close it is to, so that they're trying to make that just be normal and okay. All right. It's ridiculous. All right. And then Atomic Skull is about to maybe be the OBGYN. I see stirrups right here. It's like, where are you actually going? Where are you going? I don't like, what are you looking for there, sir? I mean, I'm no brain surgeon, but y'all just help me out. I mean, what exactly would a man be doing at an OBGYN? I'm not really sure. What do you really, what would he be doing? Y'all got it though. I mean, I promise y'all got it. I don't, maybe I'm just too old fashioned. Maybe I just think that men can't have babies. Maybe I was a little boy. And when I was in school, they said that women have babies, women got ovaries and fallopian tubes in the womb and all that kind of good stuff. And men didn't have that. That's what I was told. But y'all let me know. Y'all let me what's going on. Atomic Skull was the OBGYN. What in, I guess the kids are reading that. See, watch, like if your kids are reading that, please watch out. And that's the whole point. They're trying to brainwash your kids. So then it becomes confusing. They go to school and they know that men can't have kids, or at least they should go to school and learn that. Okay, but in school is confusing as well. They teach them one thing in biology class and a different thing in social studies. And then they see comic books that have some kind of tie to reality, and they're talking about a man can have a baby. It's crazy. Somebody say it has a beer belly. Somebody's bloated. It's completely insane. But hey, that's just what it is. So there's a whole news story about this. It says, grotesque new Batman story features a Joker becoming pregnant and giving birth to a handsome baby. One critic of the new plot asked, who else sick of this lunacy? I'm right there with you, boss. I remember those days, Michael Keaton and all that, you know what I mean? The 1992 Batman series. That was a movie right there with Joker. on top of those steps in what was that, Brooklyn or Bronx or somewhere. That was really good. The old days of Superman and his sidekick. You know, that could have easily been a story between Superman and Robin. I mean, pardon me, not Superman and Robin, Batman and Robin. That could have been a story right there of them being something else, but it wasn't. But if that story was to be around right now, fresh in 2022, they most certainly be some kind of item rather than just, you know, leaving it where it is. But I digress. Comic books are not quite the same as they were when I was a youngin'. They have most certainly changed. Okay. So hopefully you guys are enjoying what you're hearing. We got a lot more to get to. Let's go ahead and get into your man, Kevin McCarthy. Now, we all saw this coming. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm some kind of sage, that I'm some kind of know-it-all, brainiac, super genius for being able to call that Kevin McCarthy be the next Speaker of the House. I knew that the Freedom Caucus just wanted certain things for themselves. My whole thing is, it's like, okay, I know you guys want certain things for yourselves, but you couldn't work that out before the actual vote. Why would you work that out right now? Why would that be a thing you got to get through at this moment? Why not do it beforehand? It's just kind of strange to me, but whatever. Okay, they finally got it done, and Kevin McCarthy is your new Speaker of the House, replacing the retired Nancy Pelosi after Republicans took, the House. No, pardon me. A lot of you guys wanted Jim Jordan in there, but to be totally honest with you, I don't think Jim Jordan could have done anything differently or would have done anything differently than what Kevin McCarthy would do. Okay, I don't really think that is the case. I think that they pretty much be on par with each other. I think I like Jim Jordan, but I think Kevin McCarthy is just, I don't know, a easy pick. He can get some kind of bipartisan support when they need it, which they probably won't, but they may. He will probably be able to get everybody pretty much on the same page. So he's the guy. Now, the Freedom Caucus were saying, we're not going to vote for Kevin McCarthy no matter what. There were 20 holdouts. I think all of them were from the Freedom Caucus. But one by one, little by little, they came out and either voted for Kevin McCarthy or they voted present, which doesn't really matter in this context because those that voted present could have voted for McCarthy and it would have been the same. It would have been the same result. He still wins. Now, if they vote for somebody else, now we got a problem. But they voted present, so McCarthy was able to win by the math. I think he had 217 votes, and that was enough to get him over the top. I watched that whole thing, by the way. I was watching it. What was that? Last night. I watched it till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and whenever they stopped doing it, I saw the entire thing. I saw the speeches. I saw the little fight, the little dust up between Mike Rogers and Matt Gaetz. Because I think on the 15th of 16th round, Matt Gaetz refused to vote Kevin McCarthy. I think he was still voting for somebody else, Jim Jordan or Byron Donalds, or whoever they wanted to vote for at that time. They kept changing that vote, by the way, because at first it was Jim Jordan, then it was Byron Donalds, then it was somebody else. Matt Gaetz nominated Donald Trump, just random stuff. Trump had no chance. Like, why even do that? At that point, you're just kind of trolling because you want to prolong the process. Is it political theater or were you able to actually get stuff done? I don't really know. But anyway, so Gaetz, now, if I'm off, tell me how I'm off about this take. I want to know. You guys call me a little bit later when I open the calls, and I will tell you when the calls are open to let me know how I'm off. I promise I'm not. I called McCarthy winning, and I told y'all on Twitter and probably Facebook, I told y'all that all the people that were holding out would switch. I told y'all that, and I'm right, as usual. Not trying to toot my own horn, but hey, beep, we gonna do it. Anyway, so all the holdouts went over to McCarthy. Now he's in there. And I'm not really sure if the people that were holding out did it for political purposes to raise money, because everybody raised money during this. Everybody sending out campaign emails. Everybody had their consultants giving them certain talking points to say, and they all were saying it. Matter of fact, okay, I'm going to play this, and you guys let me know. Here's Matt Gaetz during the process before he before he flipped his vote and voted present, which made McCarthy win. Here's him talking, and I'm going to let you guys tell me or speak among yourselves about how you feel about this, okay? Let's go ahead and check it out right here. This is Matt Gaetz, again, before he went and flipped and voted present rather than voting against Kevin McCarthy. Okay, my fault. Let's get some sound. That was a big Rachel Maddow, Geraldo's vote type situation. Hold on.
But if you want to drain the swamp, you cannot put the biggest alligator in charge of the exercise. I'm a Florida man and I know of what I speak. But if you want to drain the swamp, you cannot put the biggest alligator in charge of the exercise. I'm a Florida man and I know of what I speak.
Okay, so I mean, is that just funny? Is it a serious thing? Like, what are we doing there, Matt Gaetz? I'm not really sure. Is it nothing burger? I don't really know. I think it's just kind of emblematic of the whole situation, just kind of ridiculous and corny. That's kind of what I think. Now, here's the little desktop, the little fight that wasn't between Rep. Mike Rogers and Matt Gaetz. Because again, Matt Gaetz was refusing to vote for Kevin McCarthy on the 15th of 16th vote. Rogers is getting upset, like, hey man, we got to get this done. And here's a little bit of action. Let's go ahead and check it out. So you got Kevin McCarthy walking up and the camera's following him. So there's Matt Gaetz and McCarthy talking. Okay. It's a lot going on here. You got a lot of House reps I recognize, a lot of people in the audience. I won't name everybody that I see. I think there's Lauren Boebert right there, right beside Matt Gaetz. If wrong, let me know in the comments. The crowd is groaning. There's Anna Paulina Luna right there. She was one of the Freedom Caucus members who voted against Kevin McCarthy, who eventually voted for Kevin McCarthy. So they're talking, and too much really happening. It's kind of a stalemate. Right, we're still continuing here. And at a certain point, you're going to see Mike Rogers come from the top left-hand corner of the screen. Not him with the bow tie. But you're going to see him come pretty soon here. No, that's not him either. All right. They're trying to get this done because, remember, the House rule states that you got to keep voting until you get a speaker. So if it's going to take 1,000 votes, 100 votes, whatever, you got to keep doing it till you get a speaker. This is vote right number 15 that they were on right here. So people are ready to go. It's late. It's like, come on. So here comes Mike Rogers right there. There he is right there. He's ready to, he's like, look, man, I'm sick of this. What are we going to do? Come on. See his face, and he's got almost like a beeline toward Matt Gaetz. You see the connection. He's like, look, come on, what are we doing? Now he's trying to like go across inside the aisle to Matt Gaetz. And now he's being restrained by a guy. And the guy then grabbed him by his face. It's like, sir, are you trying to gouge my eyes out? What is going on here? What in the world is happening? I'm not sure that was the appropriate response. I don't know if he was going to go there and try to fight Matt Gaetz. You know, I don't know. Maybe that was just something that just kind of planned out. I don't know what's happening. But that was a moment right there. Somebody said violence in the crowd. So, yeah, that was a moment right there. Now, there's all kind of pictures of that moment. They made it in black and white. It was like, really? If we gonna put it in black and white, we gonna do all that for this? I mean, come on. Matter of fact, hold up. I think it might have been on AP where they had it in black and white. And then of course, this whole thing was going on January 6th. So a second year anniversary of that. They were trying to make it be like another January 6th, another insurrection. Hold up. Matter of fact, there, I got it right here. Here's New York Times. This is like during the moments between Matt Gaetz and Kevin McCarthy where they're talking. This is before Mike Rogers comes out, right? And then there's a video of the whole situation. And then they got the picture, look, black and white. It's like, really? For real? Black on? So, yeah. And of course, I got to put the date right there, right? So Rep. Hudson, RNC, not the Republican, not the RNC, but Republican for North Carolina, left pulls Representative Rogers from Alabama as he confronts Matt Gaetz from Florida during the 14th round. Oh, 14th round, not 15th round. During the 14th round of voting for Speaker as the House meets for the fourth day to try and elect a Speaker in Washington. Friday, January 6, 2023. They put that date right there, which they normally don't do because they want you to remember this is January 6th anniversary. You see what I'm saying? And it's in black and white, make it more dramatic. So crazy. Yeah, I think it's an act too. I think it's most certainly an act. But there were quite a few speeches that night. McCarthy gave a speech, of course. I think Jim Jordan gave a speech early. I think Matt Gaetz may have given this. There were quite a few speeches, but there was a speech from Hakeem Jeffries. Now, understand what I'm about to say. I got to make a disclaimer so you guys don't get misunderstood. I'm not a fan of Hakeem Jeffries. I would not vote for Hakeem Jeffries. I don't think the things that Hakeem Jeffries says are brilliant or smart or witty or anything. I don't have anything positive to say about Hakeem Jeffries' actual substance. Okay? But I will say he gave an amazing speech. Yes, he did. Not for me and not for most of y'all, but for the left. Oh yeah. Amazing. Cringy for us, but amazing for them. Yes, he did. Matter of fact, let's play some of that. And I wanted to play this part during my video, but I just did not have the right timestamp when I was playing it. But you're going to hear this and cringe. But I'm telling you, the left eat this stuff up. And they like this guy already. Look. Now, when I say this, don't get offended. Please don't get offended. You guys are pretty smart. Y'all know that I'm not trying to be offensive. Okay? But what you have here is another Obama. Yes, you do. Kind of handsome guy. He's probably kind of tall. Light skin, fair skin, short haircut, smooth talker, fast talking, but not too fast. Smooth, but not too smooth. But no. Smooth talker, fast talker. He hits all the talking points: vaccine, positivity, economy, talking about the right in a negative way. He hit every mark. This guy will be your DNC nominee, if not in 2024, in 28 or 32. Yes, he will. Check him out.
House Democrats will always put American values over autocracy, benevolence over bigotry, the Constitution over the cult, democracy over demagogues, economic opportunity over extremism, freedom over fascism, governing over gaslighting, hopefulness over hatred, inclusion over isolation, justice over judicial overreach, knowledge over kangaroo courts, liberty over limitation, maturity over Mar-a-Lago, normalcy over negativity, opportunity over obstruction, people over politics, quality of life issues over QAnon, reason over racism, substance over slander, triumph over tyranny, understanding over ugliness, voting rights over voter suppression, working families over the well-connected, xenial over xenophobia, yes we can over you can't do it, and zealous representation over zero-sum confrontation. We will all.
The left love that kind of stuff. Yes, they do. He's gonna be the guy. Watch me. Like I'm telling you, it's gonna be him. Look, all the check marks. Obama 2.0, black guy, fair skin, smooth talking, all the talking points, all the support from the Democratic Party, the machines behind them, the deep states behind them, the money's behind them. You're in New York right now, big platform. You're going to be the House Minority Leader. You have a big platform right there. They were trying to put a guy like, what's his name, Cory Booker out there. I said from the start, Cory Booker is no Obama. Cory Booker is goofy, unmarried, and they try to make him be somebody. They tried to put Rosario Dawson with him. I'm like, come on, man. Rosario Dawson, you could have put any DMV employee. Matter of fact, look, I'm no consultant for the Democratic Party, but check it out. Here's what I would have said about Cory Booker. Don't try to put him with Rosario Dawson. Ain't nobody gonna believe that. A single man with no kids is like 55 years old. Put him with some DMV employee that's like 45 years old with 2 kids. Let him be stepdad of the year and have a family that way. Don't put him with Rosario Dawson. Like, I'm gonna believe that. Goofy, can't really talk, just not really smooth. This guy right here got all that. He's married with kids, got a wife, black wife, who looks better than Michelle. Matter of fact, let's put the wife on the screen right quick. Okay, look at that. I mean, American Pie right there. I'm telling you, 24, that'd be their guy. It'd be between him and Gavin Newsom. And Biden, they may run Biden one more time. They may run that husk again and let him expire in the office. But if they're smart, they will run him. They were trying to put Cory Booker out there. I remember when they were trying to put Cory Booker out there. They were trying to put Cory Booker and also it might have been Kamala Harris at the same time. And we see Kamala became the vice president, so they were trying to put him out there. But they wanted the vice president. They wanted Cory to be the president and Kamala to be the vice president. But Cory got nowhere. He was too goofy and weird and awkward and just. So they put Kamala Harris as a vice president where she could just pretty much do nothing. What she has been doing is nothing. And then they put this old man, 1,000 years old, and Joe Biden in the front because he has the Obama name recognition. So they'd be able to win. And then they put staff behind him who tell him what to do and what to say, which is why when he goes out there, he says, hey, well, I can't say this because I'll get in trouble. Because he's not really a president. He's just a husk in there. Like the Men in Black roach suit, that's Joe Biden right now. But that guy, Hakeem Jeffries, yep, and he'll take 2 terms. People hate Obama. People love Obama still. We don't like Obama on the right, but they love him on the left. That's why Joe Biden won. Joe Biden won because of Obama's name recognition, period. Because remember, Joe Biden was losing terribly in the primary until South Carolina. Why? Because that's a 33% black state, and the black folks there love Obama, and they remember Joe Biden from Obama's administration. Therefore, that got him over the top. Pete Buttigieg won in Iowa when he first ran because they don't have that Obama affinity, but they have the Obama affinity in a place like South Carolina. You see how that works? And Hakeem Jeffries he'd be the same thing. He would be the same thing. I'm telling you. So we're going to see what's going on here. I want to see the bloodbath between if you put Hakeem Jeffries up against Ron DeSantis, that'd be a great match. That'd be down to the wire. Jeffries, DeSantis, down to the wire. If you put Jeffries up against Trump, Jeffries wins. It's not even. It wouldn't even be close. Unfortunately. And I'm not saying that because I think Jeffries is a better person than Trump. I would vote for Trump. I will not vote for Hakeem Jeffries. But the problem is too many of these mouth-breathing normies out here have been brainwashed by the media to think that Trump is some kind of negative, hateful, ridiculous person who can't do anything. So they're going to vote Jeffries because he's the opposite. Same reason they voted for Joe Biden, allegedly. But I digress. I will go ahead and digress. Hopefully nobody got offended in my little rant. Somebody said unsubscribe. Why? I'm just saying. What I'm saying right now is the reality, and y'all will see coming up here pretty soon. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. I am 38 years old. If whoever said that, I'm not sure about Hakeem Jeffries. How old is he? He is 52 years old. Looks great, 52 years old. Okay, looks amazing. But I am 38. I know I got a great beard, but it just sometimes that's how genetics operates. You know, I didn't know it was going to happen until it happened. It is what it is, you know. But that's that. So, Speaker of the House is Kevin McCarthy. The House Minority Leader is Hakeem Jeffries, and you're going to see a very interesting thing happen in 2024 with the presidential election. I think Gavin Newsom may be the presumptive nominee as of right now because what he's doing right now in California, he's doing a lot of stuff to gain favor in the black community, but really not for them, really among liberals who like when people do things for black people that they like. A lot of your white liberals, if they see Gavin Newsom having a thing where he wants to ban rap lyrics and being used as evidence in court, they say that's a great thing you did right there for the black community, although it's not really. But that's great that you did that. I'm going to vote for you. I'm a white liberal. I'm ginger. My name is Irish McGillicuddy. I got fire truck red hair, but I like what you did for the black community. I'll vote for you. That's the mentality that he has right now. That's why he's doing things like this. And then the minimum wage hike for fast food workers, specifically, nobody else. What else? A few things, reparations and all that. That's him trying to get ready for a 2024 run. He can actually renege on those promises, not even deliver, but it doesn't matter because if he's able to get the votes and the support and the fundraising money from those promises he's going to break, that's all that really matters because guess what? If he doesn't fulfill the promises, he still raised the money, put it in his pocket and spent it, and it won't be any kind of givebacks, no kickbacks, no Indian giving. No Indian giving. All right, but let me keep on moving here. So, speaking about Joe Biden, maybe running again in 2024, Cardi B, the rapper Cardi B, okay, multimillionaire person, a lot of money everywhere. She apparently had buyer's remorse. And the reason why I'm doing this story about her is because I think she represents a lot of Americans who have buyer's remorse when it comes to Joe Biden, right? They got buyer's remorse. Now, I remember during the actual primary cycle, during the campaign, she was a Bernie bro. When Bernie was running, she did an interview with him and everything. I think it might have been on Instagram page. She did a whole interview with Bernie Sanders, endorsing them, supporting them. Because, you know, a lot of these leftists think that money grows on trees. And it's weird because she's a celebrity who has to budget money. So you would think she would understand that money doesn't grow on trees, but I guess she doesn't. So here she is back during the campaign before Biden got elected, endorsing Joe Biden, and she tells the interviewer why.
He dropped out. Obviously, you and him openly endorsed Joe Biden. Why do you feel like that was important to happen now?
I feel like it's important now because, like, yo, Trump is, I cannot go. I'm telling you, if Trump goes for like another 4 years, I'm going to have a meltdown. Like, I think I will have a mental breakdown.
But you know what? As I don't want to say dumb or moronic or idiotic or stupid or slow or silly, I'm not going to say that. Like, shout out to Kanye. I won't say any of that. But as mentally deficient as she may appear to be, or as she could be, as she may be, what she's saying right here is the viewpoint of many people. They say they voted for Biden because they don't like Trump. They can't really tell you why Trump is a bad person, really. If you were to, like, she's talking about, I can't with him anymore, it'd be a nervous breakdown. If you got into the question of why you feel that way, she would have nothing. If she was being honest, she would say, because the media told me to. When I'm on my phone all the time and I see Trump's bad, Trump sucks, Trump's bad, Trump sucks, it got into my mind and I got brainwashed. That's the real answer, but she won't tell you that because she doesn't really know that. But anyway, a lot of Americans feel just like she does. I'm going to vote for this guy because I don't like that guy. But now what you got as a result?
I cannot deal with this anymore. Like, I do be scared of the state of the country. Not because, like, you know, people, You know, people be like, I care about the country because I care about the people. Not only do I care about the people, but it's like I am afraid of the future. Like I am afraid of the future. Like I don't want another war. You know what I'm saying? Like our economy, like the economy right now, it sucks. Like people are not making money.
He dropped out, obviously.
These nails, though, I mean, y'all gotta stop with the nail stuff. The nails be looking like it's like I got stuff like this on the end. This is a tripod. It's like how do you function with these nails? I mean, what is really going on? Hey, different story. I digress. If you got nails like that, I'm sorry. Don't blame me. Blame the white man that came into my mind and made me say that. But anyway, but she's not alone in what she says. But then I would play a video of her talking about the whole thing about her complaint, but it's a little bit too much cussing in it. But basically what she said was, well, there was a tweet she put out saying that the cost of lettuce has become too high. She said it was like $6 when it might have been $3 before. People were commenting, talking about, hey, why are you worried about it? You're rich. Don't worry about the inflation. Don't worry about how much things cost. And she did a video saying, hey, look, check it out. Look, if you're not worried about budgeting money, you're going to go broke because what things cost matters. And, you know, to her credit, she gets a weekly breakdown of what things in her home cost. Okay, if you're a rich person and you got kids and family members and staff and everybody else, you might want to know that, right? So that's a very good thing that she does. But she's looking at the price of everything going up, and she can't really draw the connection between why that's happening. She can't draw the connection between what she did, which is voting for Joe Biden, and before that supporting Bernie Sanders. She can't draw that connection. All she knows is orange man bad. She doesn't know that old man caused lettuce to go up, gas to go up, housing to go up, everything to go up. Not only has inflation happened, but also the devaluing of money. So if you got cash in the bank you've been saving up, that's worth less than what it was before. You got a retirement account, a savings account. I mean, just set it on fire. Set it on fire. Luckily, you got interest rates going back up, so you get some more dividends in your bank account, possibly, but that won't make up for the inflation that happened. You still are in a hole if you had money saved up because the inflation has made your money become worthless. It's a shame. All right. Yeah, I mean, I understand people saying that it shouldn't matter to her, but, you know, people talking about the eggs and the bacon and everything. Yeah, she understands that it won't matter to her because she has money. But to the average middle class person, she said it in the video, to a middle class person or to a poor person, it's going to hurt them because people are struggling out here trying to make ends meet, trying to work from check to check, making things happen. They'll have a hard time being able to make money. She won't. She'll be okay, but they'll have the hard time. So, yeah, shout out to her. But let's figure out why that's going on, why inflation's happening. Don't just say, okay, I'm going to vote Biden because orange man bad. Well, maybe there's more to voting than just orange man being bad. Maybe you're talking about your future, how much things cost right now, security, safety, things like that, fentanyl coming across the border. I don't know, just maybe. Oh, yeah, and by the way, your man Joe says he's going to go to the southern border now because, Title 43 or whatever. I think it's not even really he can go to the border, but what will that solve? Unless there's something done about the border, he can go all he wants, but it won't make a difference because it won't be anything accomplished. It won't be a thing accomplished by him just going there just for the sake of going there. Now, I got one more video for you guys. This is about Jordan Peterson. Now, you guys know what Jordan Peterson is, I suppose. Jordan Peterson is a gift to humanity, in my opinion. A good guy, helps a lot of men. He's a psychologist, and he's released books, does lectures, and he's helped quite a few young men just kind of get themselves on track. What was one of the main things? Clean your room, get your life together, get your life on track. He's a good guy for that. Been around for quite a long time. He's very well known in the internet world. He goes on a lot of different podcasts. He's been on Rogan on more than one occasion, a few occasions, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of these podcasts and talks that he does are very controversial because he speaks to sometimes, I guess you would call it incel. And I'm going to say this right quick, and y'all please don't take it the wrong way. I know I got to keep saying that, but seriously, I think the term incel is used in an insensitive way. I think it's used in a derogatory way, but maybe it shouldn't be used like that. Because a lot of guys just have problems being able to attract women. A lot of guys have problems being able to have confidence. And it's not because they want to be like it. They're trying to figure out ways to improve themselves. A lot of young men are on a journey of self-improvement. But then they get labeled as an incel, and they kind of are like cast away as pariahs in society, untouchables that are just disgusting. But it shouldn't be like that. It's like, hey, I'm a young man. I want help. I need help to improve myself. Why is that a bad thing? You know, a lot of these criminals out here don't care about improving themselves. They don't care about bettering themselves. But if I'm a young man, I'm reaching out on online forums. I'm reading Jordan Peterson's books. I'm trying to improve myself. Why is that a bad thing? Why am I cast away by society as some kind of untouchable, disgusting person? But anyway, I digress. The whole point is that Jordan Peterson helps a lot of those guys. And I guess because he does that, because he helps these guys, that's somehow a problem. And because he says certain things about men and trying to help men, that's a problem. Like the video he has where he's talking about how men are needed. Men are necessary to society. I'll put it up right quick. You guys may have seen it. You guys may have seen that video, but hold on. Can I find one that has it?
It's okay.
Okay, all right. This might be it right here. You go ahead and play it.
To be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary.
I'm gonna reload it because in the beginning part, the person is saying it's okay to be a man.
It's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning. This thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death. And often, literally, the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful. You see university professors, especially of the social justice bent, they take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working-class men breaking themselves in half on a regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works.
I mean, that was beautiful. He has a ton of videos like that. That was beautiful. But see, here's the other side of that video. Somebody or some people, some groups may say that's sexist. What? Yes. Oh, because only men can do things, only, typical stuff you hear from your crazy girlfriend. Oh, well, I could do it too. It's like, look, you got men doing, they're up on the lines in storms. You got a hurricane, a tornado, earthquake, fire, whatever. They running into burning buildings. All that. So my dad was a firefighter, and he died from a heart attack at 61, probably because he was going up on the fire truck. Like, the thing about being a firefighter, a lot of firefighters die from heart attacks in the 50s and 60s. Because what happens is, if you work like professional firefighter, you work 24-hour shifts. So you're at the station sleeping, and when the alarm goes off, you got to get up from a dead sleep. Your heart is slowing because you're at rest. You're sleeping. You have to get up from a dead sleep, put all your equipment on, go outside on a truck, drive the truck, ride the truck. It could be cold, raining, hot, snowing. It don't matter. Get out there on the truck, and now you go into a situation where it could be a burning building. Somebody could be dead. It could be multiple dead. It could be kids dead. It could be decapitated people. And you're going to see all kind of stuff. And when I was trying to become a firefighter at one point in my life, he was telling me about that. He was like, look, you might go to a scene where somebody's dead and you might have to ventilate. Just be calm. Don't pass out or nothing like that. So imagine doing that for 20 years. How is that going to impact your heart? So when he says guys are being broken in half as a result of this, sacrificing themselves, like, he's telling the truth. But for that kind of talk, he is deemed persona non grata by many people, right? So here's a video from Pierre, and I can't pronounce that last name. These Canadian French names, I mean, there's all kind of stuff going on. I'm gonna just say Pierre, all right? Here's a video from Pierre talking about what's going on with Jordan Peterson. And by the way, one of the retweets he got in trouble for was retweeting this man Pierre, right? Let's go ahead and roll it.
So the Ontario College of Psychologists has told Jordan Peterson that he either undergo retraining for social media etiquette or lose his license to practice as a clinical psychologist. This follows a number of complaints by people who don't like his online posts, one of which is a retweet of something I posted. Another is a criticism of Justin Trudeau. Now, it should go without saying that in a free country, professionals should not lose their jobs and licenses because they express a political opinion contrary to the licensing body that's mandated by the government. But, of course, in saying this, my liberal critics in the media will, of course, say, well, Poilievre agrees with freedom of speech for someone like Dr. Peterson, therefore he must endorse everything Dr. Peterson has ever said. Well, of course not. I don't endorse 100% of everything anyone has ever said. There's no two people in the world who agree 100% of the time on 100% of things. And so I'm sure there is something he's posted that I do object to, but that is not the point, because freedom of speech only matters when you disagree. I mean, if we all agreed, we wouldn't need freedom of speech because no one has ever tried to censor someone for saying something that they agree with. It is only when there is a disagreement that it matters. And that's what distinguishes Canada, a free country, from dictatorships. Dictators don't censor things their citizens say that the dictator agrees with, only things they disagree with. Here in Canada, though, unfortunately, through the cancel culture and the woke movement we've seen at university campuses and in the media, and now increasingly in big, powerful corporations, and most recently with a professional licensing body, we're seeing the idea that someone can lose their job, their status, their ability to study because they express something that is contrary to the government line. Now, I don't believe that is the Canada we want. We have Section 2B of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. To be or not to be, that is the question. And the answer is that, as Voltaire has been quoted as saying, I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to my death your right to say it.
There you go. So yeah, shout out to him, and shout out to those that fight for free speech all over the world. Canada, I mean, what's going on? Do you have freedom of speech? Do we have freedom of speech in America? I can't tell. I mean, we got it in the Constitution, but do we follow that? I don't really know. We have it to a certain extent, but at the same time, we don't. It's like if there is an agenda against you, it's like people can find a way to find you guilty of some kind of crime or tie you up in litigation. Just like what's going on right now with Trump. I always say this about Trump. It's like they're trying to tie him up in litigation over just the silliest things for years and years and years, back and forth to court. That's a way to harass you. That's a way to kind of demoralize you and make you give up. So whatever they want you to do, as far as like, I don't know, maybe just commit some kind of crime, go to jail, whatever, making your life miserable because they're trying to punish you that way through procedural stuff. That's your punishment because they can't get you an actual crime. It's crazy how they do over here in the West, in the U.S., but I'll tell you what, I'd rather it would be here than anywhere else in the world. But if you like what you're hearing thus far in the show, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Nice Citizen says, in my territory, Canada, a man went to jail for calling his daughter a girl it is criminal to not use someone's pronouns. That's crazy. See, that right there is the definition of violating freedom of speech in America. Now, that's probably not really a thing in Canada, I suppose. Okay, that's not really a thing. Because if I call a woman a girl, or if I call a girl, a woman a woman, how can I be locked up for that? That's crazy. Like literally locked up. That's nuts. That's totally nuts. But am I surprised? No, I'm not, unfortunately. And I wouldn't have said that a few years ago. If you were to tell me that maybe 2 years ago, I'll be surprised. But now, no, I'm not surprised at all, unfortunately. Nikki says, a woman was arrested for silently praying. So for praying silently, you get arrested? Crazy, totally crazy. All right. Now, we got super chats on deck. I'm going to get to those. Then I'm going to get to the calls. Hopefully the calls work. I forgot to get the phone that I said I was going to get last time, a little prepaid phone. But I'm going to try to remember. I'll try to get that tomorrow. But hopefully Skype is back on deck today. If it's not, you got to blame the white man. It's not my fault. But we're going to see how that works out in just a moment. But super chats on deck first. Thank you to Oh Really, who says, y'all stop complaining McCarthy gave into MAGA. Okie dokie. Thank you to Alien Spaceship, who says, thanks for all that you do, ABL. Georgia Peach will come back soon, and she is thankful for chat's prayers. Thank you for that. And shout prayers out to Georgia Peach. Hopefully everything is well and gets well. If it's not, thank you to Marie Stark, who says great content. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, peace, ABL. I went to Richland Elementary when I was a kid. It's right in the middle of a nice suburban neighborhood, but you know Newport News is. You know how Newport News is, exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. You see, I figured it was a nice area because you way up north, you pass Denby. When I was a kid, everybody thought Denby, that's like you were in a nice, if you live in Denby, or you're doing great for yourself. I used to live right there when we came down, coming around the mountain, when we came down from West Virginia, we moved right there to the corner of Jefferson and Mercury, right by that Jefferson, right by that James River Bridge, JRB. We live right there in the super hood. But you go further up north is nice. Close to Seaford and all that kind of stuff. You're in a nicer area. But people might come from Jefferson, Mercury, that area, up past Denby and infect the nice areas. Think of the Pete Sangria, who says, did you see the guy shoot the robber in the Houston taco shop? Give him a medal. I think I did see that. Yeah, matter of fact, I saw that. Hold on. I got video. And I think the video stops at the moment of the guy pulling his weapon. So it was a taco shop, right? It was a taco shop, and there was a robber in there, I guess, robbing the whole joint. And the guy turned his back on one of the customers, and the customer had his own weapon. And the guy was an amateur because the guy was fumbling around for his weapon. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me just see if I can find that right quick. And I'm going to put that video on the screen. Because I know I saw it. It had like the Hispanic, the Mexican, the Spanish name for taco shop. Taquera. I don't know how to say that. Y'all know better than me. Here we go. So here we go. Right on the screen. Perfect timing. So the caption says, watch a self-defense shooting of an armed robber at a restaurant. Watch as a brave customer at a Taquera shot restaurant. This is not written properly. Shot and killed an armed criminal who was robbing from other customers. Houston police are now looking for that person in the questioning. All right, let's check it out. Let's zoom in a little bit for that. Thank you. So it's people in there that he's robbing. It looks like he's just going from table to table robbing people. He's not just going to the front robbing the register. He's robbing actual people inside the shop at the table as they eat. That's how it looks like. He's just waving the gun around. An amateur, really. So boom, there. I didn't know he was gonna shoot him on that one. The one I saw, he didn't actually pop him. So yeah, he's waving the gun around, just trying to rob people, and then the customer pulls his own gun, Boom, boom, hits him. All right. So that's that. And I'm not sure if he's dead or what's going on. But if he dead, then that's probably better. Because the thing is, it's one thing if you just go to the front and rob it. But you got your gun waving it around and going table to table. I don't know what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're gonna do. So yeah, shout out to the customer for having that pistol. And hey, self-defense all day long. He's not gonna see a day in jail. That's Texas too. Oh yeah, he's good money. Okay. Somebody says please link it. I'm gonna retweet this on my Twitter. You can go to my Twitter, twitter.com/Anthony B. Logan. I just retweeted it and I favorited it so you can see it in my favorites too. But yeah, is a shooter dead? Well, good, very good. So the shooter wound up at the end just kind of laying by the front, by the entrance, probably bleeding out. So yeah, he dead. If he's not dead, then he's super injured because he's bleeding to death. Anyway, I'll move on. That's kind of gruesome there. Thank you to Jim St. Amour, who says, I so much appreciate your insight and humor that you bring into your analysis. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to William Scott Jr., who says, keep doing what you're doing, ABL. Sad how some of your supporters turn on you for having different opinions sometimes. Tribalism needs to stop. I mean, that happens. Sometimes people have a different opinion, but that's not, I can't look at people that have different opinions as a majority because they're not. I look at my video statistics, and on a video where people disagree, it's still like, I put it to you this way. Most videos I put up have a like ratio of 99%. When people really don't like it, it's like 96% still. So it's still high. It's rarely ever lower than that. So it's fine. I like to, and I'm going to say this one thing before I move on. I kind of built myself up on social media by having different opinions. That's the only reason why I'm here. If not for that, I would just, I don't know, I'd probably be in Virginia somewhere fighting the fire right now. I wouldn't be here without having my different opinion, my original opinion. I'm going to stay on that. That's what got me right here. So why would I change now? Why would I build myself on being different, on being an individual, on being who I am, and then conform? That's bad business wise. Even if I did want to do it, which I don't, because I want to be myself. All right. Thank you to Dundee2K, who says, happy Insurrection +1, y'all. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Thank you to Shun B, who says, ABL, shout out to you, boss. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you for that. And thank you to Ian Kinney, who says, RIP Gangsta Boo. Yeah, RIP Gangsta Boo from 3-6 Mafia. Very unfortunate. I don't know what happened. I think she was like 42, 43 years old. I don't know what happened, but rest in peace to her. All right. So we got calls coming in here, I suppose. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Hopefully Skype's going to work properly. If it doesn't, it's not my fault. Blame the white man. And like I said, I still forgot to get the little spare phone because I can't do that, but I just didn't get it. But we're going to work through it and see what's what now. And hopefully Skype improved themselves, got their act together. And if they didn't, don't blame me. All righty. So I think we should be good. Yeah, I think we're good now. So 434-658-1220. And we can do it that way. I think we'll be good money. All right. People texting me and stuff on that phone. People are wild. People are sending me text messages. That's like, no, don't send me no text message. That's not what we're gonna do. All right. But let's try it now and see if it works. FM304 says, ABL, should I buy a home now? Caller. Hey, I welcome all the questions. I welcome everything that people are able to bring to me. It's all good. I appreciate everybody that has something to ask me. Jeffries lost more rounds by any nominated speaker in over 100 years. Did he lose? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess technically he lost, but not really, because at the end of the day, like, he wasn't going to win without the majority, right? All right, hold on. I see we still having an issue with Skype. Let's try this one more time. Let's try it one more time. We're gonna make it happen. And it's weird because I saw that I could see, like, I have a caller ID, and I could see when people try to call, and I see that last week people were able to get through after the show was over with. Like, it actually went through. Factually, he lost. Well, yeah, he lost, but he wasn't going to win. It's impossible for, like, there was no way he was going to win because he didn't have the majority. So it was an impossible thing. All right, Les, what's going on?
Hey, ABL, I get the first call of the night.
Well, I'm glad you made it. What's happening?
No, nothing much. How are you doing today?
Oh, it's all good. Can't complain.
Oh, that's good to hear. I am so happy with all the topics. It was like literally one after the other. Like, you just nailed it. It was a very interesting live, and I was like, it's gonna be the most lit live tonight because of all the topics I saw that you were gonna get into. But the first one I want to go ahead and comment on. I'm gonna try to be a little quick on them because I know there's a lot I want to just give a little few comments on. Is the whole thing with what happened out there in Mexico and Sinaloa with the cartels.
Yeah.
So isn't it interesting how right before Biden says that he's going to go, visit the border, the arrest of El Chapo's son happens.
Oh,
I find
wow. That's very, very interesting.
It is very interesting, and that's why I kept on, this is what I kept on posting on the comments. I was like, don't be fooled, because Mexico is a very corrupt country, and I know this firsthand. I'm Mexican. My family is from Mexico. So it's kind of like, we know how it is out there and how it works. Every single politician, the whole government, military, police, every single thing you can think out there, even individuals such as residents out there, are bought and paid for by the cartels. This is all for show, just because of, and in reality, it's what I said in the beginning. It's what a coincidence that Biden announces he's going to go visit the border, and then all of a sudden, this arrest goes down, a very high profile cartel case. Because ABL, I mean, I don't know if you've really heard or read into this, because when El Chapo was out and he was residing in Sinaloa, he paid for a lot of things out there. He pretty much brought the people of Sinaloa, maybe not so much out of poverty, but he's built schools out there. He's built libraries out there. Like, he did so much for his community. Why would his community, and again, the individuals that they put money in their pockets that they own, why would they in reality catch and arrest and do what with these people? It's all for show.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah, that makes sense, because I was wondering, it's like, why would they do this right now? It's just kind of strange.
Yeah, it's all for show. And even El Chapo, because I know there's people that'll be like, oh yeah, but what about El Chapo? Like, yeah, I mean, common sense people, in reality, that's not him. I'm just gonna be straight up honest, and everybody knows that. Everybody, at least that's from Mexico and has analyzed, this whole case with El Chapo and anything that has to do with him, that's not even the real El Chapo, allegedly. But I can put my money on that. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, I believe it. It's like some kind of lookalike in there. It's like, okay, you do the time, and that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like that Face Off movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody knows that, especially from Mexico. Like, everybody really knows that. So that's that comment I wanted to make in regards to that. Another quick comment was with the father out there in Ecuador. I found that honestly very sad. I feel like that really dehumanizes an individual, because you have to go to that certain extent to have some type of rights over your children. But see, this is the thing when we're talking about the Latino community out there in South America, especially, and in Mexico, if you're poor and you cannot buy out nobody in the court system, you're pretty much, and I'm sorry for my language, you're pretty much screwed. It's the reality of it. So, I mean, for this father to go to that certain extent, it's very sad. But then yet again, like I said, if you don't have the money for it, you're not going to get anywhere, especially in the court system out there in South America and Mexico and even in Guatemala, because they're all connected, right? So I was shocked. I was like, no way, because anybody that's Mexican or Latino, we are very when people start bringing up that topic or subject about the transgender community, a lot of especially the men, they'll look at you like you're crazy, like what the heck is that?
Right. It's like what's we talking about? What's going on with that? That's not really something that you guys are into, I suppose.
Right. It's like with Matt Walsh when he did his documentary, which is wonderful. What is a woman? And he went out there in some part in Africa and he was asking about these questions. They even started laughing like that's only, problems of the Western, country in America. Like we don't have that stuff out here. It's the same thing when you talk to any Latino person, especially that are residing like in Mexico, Guatemala, and South America. They're very, very macho, masculine type of an energy. So like I said, I think it's sad, but hopefully, I guess, if it's just to pull that kind of a stunt just so that he can have some type of rights to his child or children, I hope he gets it at least a little bit. But that's crazy to the extent that you have to go to do those kind of things. But I mean, that's something that wouldn't surprise me, especially like I said, if you don't have money, you're not doing anything, you don't know anybody, nothing goes in your favor, especially when you're poor. And that's the reality out there in those countries. Another thing with the whole Kevin McCarthy, we all knew it. We all knew it. But you know what? It's going to be interesting. Like I said in the last call on Wednesday, all eyes are going to be on the House in regards to now everything that's going to be coming out. Hopefully, right? Hopefully that because given Kevin McCarthy's, rep and everything like that, and all his dealings and he's involved with, because he is a rhino. I'm just going to sit there and say it. But is there something strategically happening then in reality, behind closed doors that to the public eye we're not yet aware of? We shall see. But all this is now really getting the attention of the American people to keep a close eye because of all these investigations that Jim Jordan, I know, is going to be taken, for example, is going to be taking a responsibility over. So it's going to be interesting show. We just have to give it time for it to unravel and for us to go ahead and for the world to see, basically, right?
Right on.
And what was that last one? I know you did say that. I was like, oh my goodness, no way. Two last things real quick. Cardi B, it's just ridiculous. I laugh when she's like, I worry for, the American people. Like, no, you don't. If you would have had if you really cared about the American people, you wouldn't be spewing your disgusting lyrics onto our youth. That's one. And two, look at the way she presents herself. Hey, to each their own. But is that really the type of, idol that anyone wants to look up to? And in reality, would anybody take serious anything that comes out of her mouth?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, no, and kudos to her. It's like what you said. Kudos to her. At least she does some budgeting, because there's a lot of, rich people that, have money and then they go broke, or they have some type of struggles with their finances. Kudos to her that she looks at her breakdown of her budgeting and whatnot. But at the end of the day, that's what she voted for. That's what she wanted. She was out here, pretty much endorsing, Biden and saying, hey, yeah, go out and vote for him.
Right.
Right. And then one last thing, sorry, Bill, what was that individual? The one that spoke, the New York, forgive me, the New York individual that made his speech.
Hakeem Jeffries.
Hakeem, yeah. I had it in the tip of my tongue, sorry. Thank you for that. But it's so funny. And this is how you know that it's all BS with the Democrats. They don't care about the American people, because if you catch, especially what you put up on that video, and part of his speech, he said, voter rights over voter suppression. We have voter rights. You're an American citizen. You have the right to exercise that right. You have the right to exercise your voting rights. So for him to even stand there and say it, he is a clown. That's funny. It's a clown show. It's a clown world because in reality, why isn't he saying and why don't they say instead of, oh yeah, voter rights over voter suppression? Well, what about voter integrity and no more fraud? With our voting system.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know, ABL. It's crazy, but I'm so sorry it took up so much of your time. But all these topics were like, it was fired, and I was. How do the young kids say it? It was lit. But thank you for everything, ABL. Everything that you do, everything that you put out there. Just know that you're very well supported and you're very well loved, no matter what the other side of the aisle ever tries to come at you and spit on your face. Don't ever let them. Just know that you have a huge amount of support from us, the patriots of the US, the true patriots of the US. And again, thank you for all that you do. I want to wish you a wonderful night. God bless you, and God bless everyone in the chat. You have a good night. Take care.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you to Les. That was very helpful. Very good call. And as she was talking, I was able to also figure out what was happening with my Skype. So here's what's going on. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. So they blocked the paid Skype features on my account. It says right here, your account has been restricted from using Skype's paid services. And then they say, okay, fix the account. And then they have a list of things that could be the problem. So here's what's going on. They may have suspended my payment. No, they didn't do that because they most certainly, I most certainly pay the number every month because it's on auto pay. They can't process the order. It was unsuccessful. My account has been suspended and they're not telling me. Some features on my account are blocked. My payment didn't go through, account blocked. They don't even know. So what I got to do is contact the support. So like the number is a paid feature, but you can call, like Les was able to call through the actual regular old school Skype. You see what I'm saying? There's two different ways to call this number here. The actual 434-658-1220 right there. That's a paid feature. The free feature is a Skype call. She did like the video call without video. You understand what I'm saying? So there's an email you can call Skype using the Skype app in the description box, but you normally would be able to call my actual phone number. But since Skype decided to go ahead and block that for whatever the reason, I didn't pay for it and everything. I've not gotten an email saying, hey, this is the reason, this is what's going on. Nope. Just you're blocked and that's it. So that's what's going on. That's crazy. I was like, what in the world? So, it could be a glitch. It could be some kind of mishap. I don't know. But I think that they just straight blocked me. They straight blocked me from using the paid service. But they can't stop nothing, though, at the end of the day. And first of all, I'm getting that money back. Well, I'm getting the money back ASAP because you can't just say, all right, we're going to block you from using the phone number. But at the same time, we're going to take your money for the phone number. We're not going to have that happen. Not at all. Not in these neck of the woods. And let me make sure that I'm not saying the wrong thing. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me see if I can do it this way. Because I can use Skype online. Let me see if I can do that this way. And let's see if that works. We'll see how that goes. It may or may not work. But we're gonna check it out here. Okay. Oh wow. So when I go to the web-based Skype, my number's not even on there. I can see everything else, but my number's not on there. They say get a second number. That's crazy. That's totally crazy. I'm not gonna do that. So I'll be here for a while, but I might not be able to do too many of the calls because they blocked my number. Funds redirected, censorship. Oh, we don't know what happened. We don't know. We don't know. It's yeah, okay, whatever. Some deputy do good over at Skype tried to block my account because I'm we got too much truth going on. That's what's happening. And you know what else I get a lot? They people try to hack my account all the time, but I got two-factor authentication, so I always get emails talking about, here's your one-time use code. It's like, no, we're not gonna do that. Good luck getting in there. Because I got a unique password and I got two-factor authentication, so that's not gonna work. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. Let me look at my purchase history. And then when I try to update my purchase method, because I got it on one way right now for the actual method, I try to change the method to something else and it didn't even let me do it. But it says right here, so I have my receipt for December the 15th. I paid my $18 for 3 months of my Skype number. So you guys are pretty smart, right? December the 15th. How long ago was that? Was that even a full month ago? No? Okay. But I paid it for 3 months, so it should be good right now. So I paid my money. It just suspended me. ABL's passwords, ABL. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I gotta do Instagram Live. Y'all please remind me. You guys are like my co-hosts. Please remind me, email me something to get a burner phone so I can do my calls until they fix Skype. What I got to do, and what they're telling me to do is to contact them and they may be able to fix it. But that's totally crazy. I mean, what in the world? I've never seen anything like that before. I've Skyped for years. I've done this show for years using that number. Years. Since what? When did I start, you guys? You guys been here for a long time, 2015, 2016. We're talking about 6-7 years doing the show, and I've never had a problem like this before. This is crazy. Oh, they're going to fix it. They're going to fix it. If they don't, oh, man. We're going to Skype headquarters peacefully. What they say? We're going to the Capitol peacefully. Say, call them right now. No, you can't call Skype. You gotta send a you have to you gotta ask a virtual agent. Hold on, matter of fact, let me see. I might be able to call. We'll see. Payments, making the call. I guess it'd be making the call. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to do customer support while I'm on the phone with y'all. And at the same time, I'm going to kind of look. Should I call them on the show? They won't give me no phone number, though. That's the thing. They're trying to get me a virtual assistant type situation. If they give me a phone number, I'll call them right now. Absolutely. And I'll answer some questions while I'm doing that. I'll try to just do both here. The number one MAGA general says, ABL thoughts on Trump backing McCarthy. I think he just saw McCarthy as a person that can get stuff done. And I think he saw McCarthy as a guy that he likes personally. I said that before, too. He likes him personally. So he will support people that he likes. Pardon me. If you don't like him, then he won't support him. That's just kind of how that goes. I would like to speak to Skype on the phone, but they don't have a number for me to call. So I got to do the whole, they got to do the whole digital agent type thing. I want to call Bill. I want to call Bill, Billy G. I want to call Bill Gates like, yo, Bill, come on, man. Your Microsoft product is messing up. We need to get the show on the road. So let's have that get squared away. Duke Raul said, after personal assistant, figure it out. I'll have a personal assistant. I wish I did a personal assistant. If I had a personal assistant, they'd be on the horn right now with Skype, some kind of way. Yeah, so what's happening, if you guys missed what I was saying, or if you guys are just now coming in, I can't use my number on Skype because for some reason, my account has the paid features blocked. They blocked the paid account features. Skype did. I logged on to Skype on the web and went to my account page and it says, oh, your paid features are blocked. How they going to block your paid features? It's like, okay, if you're going to do that, give me a refund. Yeah, so 007 girl, that's what I was saying just now. They blocked my Skype blocked my actual phone calls. I can't make phone calls right now because it's a paid feature. I may have done something wrong, may have said something wrong in their eyes. Anybody can apply to be my personal assistant. It's all good. I might need an assistant. Shout out to Erica Williams. She told me, she was like, look, you need to get you a virtual assistant. I might need one. I do everything myself. I just always been like that since I've been self-employed. I just do everything myself. I don't like delegating responsibility unless I have to. I think it is internship, Michael Graham. I don't know what else it would be. For sure. Yeah, I'm gonna get that burner phone. Carl G says it's probably a Google Microsoft authentication issue. But how would that, because the Skype works, I can use it. My account is not blocked, but the paid account features are blocked. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to get clarity on how that would be an authentication issue. That's all that I would like to know. That's all that it is. All right. So let me see. Why not Google Voice? Google Voice. Can I do that? I could do that, but I have to set it up. I can't really do that at this moment. That's what I should do. Do they still have Google Voice? I think they do. Wait a minute. Okay, check it out. Check this out. I'm gonna try to do Google Voice thing right now. If I can't do it in 5-10 minutes, then I'm not going to do it. But if I can eventually, the Skype support, it's going nowhere. I was in line for the Skype support. It was going nowhere. Okay, I'm gonna try to do Google Voice. And what we're going to do is try to set it up right now. And if we can, then we're good. Let's do another 434 number if we can. Okay, so let's try this. This is smart. Okay, you guys. Okay, so I'm on the clock, right? 5-10 minutes. This might work. This might work. Because what I'm gonna do is route a Google Voice number to my other phone that I use for business purposes. So that might just work. Let's try it. All right, so I'm routing it now, and we're gonna see. Yeah, the bat phone is out. The bat phone is out, and we're gonna make sure that. Okay, cool. I set it up that fast, so I'm gonna test it. Give me a second to actually get my How am I gonna do this? I got it. I think we're going to do Bluetooth here. Yeah, there we go. We're going to do Bluetooth and we're going to set it up that way. Okay. So this is live. ABL support team making it happen. Thank y'all for being part of the support team. I couldn't do it without you guys. So let's try to make this happen here. Okay, we got Bluetooth and Rodecaster Pro. There we go. Boom. And we're pairing. Yes, we're going to pair. And calls and audio. There we go. Perfect. Okie dokie. So let's try this. All right. New number. Still the same area code, but different number. Let's try it. All right. Y'all ready? Let's try 434-214-0142. Again, 434-214-0142. 434-214-0142. And I'm going to put it right here in the description as well. All right. So let's try that and see if it works. All right. Y'all hear that? All right. Can you hear me, caller? 678. Hello, can you hear me? 678.
Call from.
Okay, that might have been
press
an L.
1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
678. Hello. Oh, okay. That's what's
Call
going on.
from.
Hello, can you hear me? 678.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Okay, that's not working well. That ain't working well at all. Okay, let's keep on here. Hello, can you hear me? 773. 860. Hello.
Call from.
F&A Ranger Xbox.
All righty, can you hear me?
To accept, press 1.
Oh.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Okay, I see what's going on. They won't just let me. Okay.
Can you hear me? 773.
Nah, that ain't it.
ABL, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Can you hear me live in real time?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. I turned down the stream because I don't want to cause feedback in the program there, mess you out.
There we go. That worked out pretty well. So I said about 10 minutes. I did it in about 7. So we on time.
Hey, you're sharp. You're one of the brightest bulbs on the Christmas tree. I saw it live. Awesome job, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. No, we appreciate you, ABL. Seriously. Before I found you, I thought I was going insane the way the world was going. But about that young man, 24 years old, that dropped on the football field.
Yeah.
That was a mild hit. That kid is 24 years old, built like a brick outhouse. I mean, nuclear detonation is not going to bother that kid at his prime, you know? But here's the thing. He was vaccinated or boosted 7 days prior to that. There's a doctor on Twitter that released that information, and I happen to put the video on my Rumble page with a repeat of him taking that hit. And it was I'm 62 years old, and I'm only 5'6", and I could have taken that hit, ABL. I mean, come on. You're talking Grandmaster Kung Fu, stopping the heart with the 3 fingers trick? Nah, I ain't buying that. I'm not buying it.
Right.
And like the young lady was saying about Bernie Sanders, come on. All you got to do is look at the history of Bernie Sanders. This man wasted, well, probably didn't waste because he's doing pretty good. 3 mansions, $148,000 convertible sports car. You know, communism's good when you're sitting at the top. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But these kids don't understand. Socialism means you are a slave to the state. The state does whatever they want, and you just have to live with it. And anyhow, getting back to the young woman talking about El Chapo, when El Chapo was at his trial, and I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but the minute El Chapo was going to start saying the representatives in our Senate and Congress that are keeping that southern border open and who are getting kickbacks from his drug cartels, you know, all of a sudden they shut down the trial and it went silent. Kind of like Ghislaine Maxwell's list. I mean, they're going after Andrew Tate. Well, where was the outrage about releasing that list?
Very, very good point.
Well, you know what our gal Candace Owens said about that. The reason why they're not releasing the list is because they're on the list. And if Trump was on that list, you can bet they would have released the list.
Exactly.
So I don't want to hear that. So anyway, getting back to the football player. In the past year, there have been 1,700 soccer players hit the dirt during a match. Normally, it's average of 29 per year. And there's a hell of a lot more soccer games than there are football games. but 1,700 have hit the ground in the past year. 2/3 of those were not resuscitatable. So what changed? What changed?
Well, yeah, you got a good question there.
So, that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, I hurt my feelings there. I'm trying to call through, and as soon as I, would dial, get a ringtone, he'd hang up on me. I call, get a ringtone, because I said there's a pretty Chinese comedian that's on YouTube doing shorts all the time, making jokes about people's names in Chinese and stuff. And she made a joke about her mother saying that I knew there was a reason I got you out of the trash can because of the one-child policy.
Wow.
And I said, that joke's hysterical in China because they'll get it. And I was blocked for 24 hours on YouTube, so I thought that offense is what was keeping me from having the ability to call into your show.
Wow, hilarious.
I'm going to leave on that one, but it's like I said, and I actually called some people I know in Taiwan. I said, look, you don't have to win the war. You just have to hold on long enough to kill enough only sons from the one-child only policy, and the mothers of the Chinese will shut down the CCP. There will be no more CCP. And that's all I got for y'all tonight, brother. Love your show. Love the way you were able to jump on it and get the tech team working. God bless, brother. You take care. Love you.
Thank you for the call.
Bye.
I appreciate it. All right, so I think I've been able to figure out how to do this. So you guys are hearing the car waiting sound. I just diverted that, like the ringing sounds. I diverted that to a different speaker that's not on, so you can't hear it. And you're still gonna hear the hanging up sound and stuff like that. But I think I got it pretty much good. To push the one, that was actually a call screen function, and I've turned that off. So I think we're pretty much good. So yeah, we made it happen. Thank y'all for suggesting that. That was a very good suggestion. Let's keep going here. 678, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you, ABL?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. So I'm actually out here in the Doraville, Chamblee area. I think you might be familiar, somewhere up north Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm actually looking forward to moving out somewhere like in North Carolina, somewhere near the mountains, Murphy. I don't know if you're familiar with that area, Murphy and Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, that's like not too far from Chattanooga, actually.
Yeah, exactly. My family is actually right now in San Diego, my wife and my daughter. And, we're moving towards, so my family lives out here in Georgia, and I'm transitioning the move from California out here to the East Coast to where my family is from, but I've been with my family in California for a while, and it's just a mess. And we can't take it anymore, so we're looking to move towards the mountains in North Carolina, where there's a lot of, I hear, movement going on. They're building a lot of things, but slowly but surely. Also, my brother lives in Charlotte with his wife and kids, and he's been out there actually for 10 years from Florida. But my wife and her family is from California area, Mexico. They're actually right now vacationing in Tijuana for the holidays, and they're in Sinaloa. And when I saw the episode where you were doing the show with the Sinaloan cartel, I called her right away, and I told her to get my daughter the hell out of there. And she was like, "Oh, don't worry about it, babe. Everything is fine. I didn't want to tell you because I knew you were gonna get paranoid and everything." And I was like, "No. I'm paranoid right the hell right now. Get the hell out of there. Like, what? I know exactly where the hell you're coming from. And I know exactly where you got." And she's like, "No, we're 3 hours away in another town. We knew what was happening, so we had to get away. We're in our cousin's house." And I was like, "Okay, well." So, and it's really happening out there. What you're saying, what you're showing, it's real. It's real because my family's out there right now. My daughter, and we're from San Diego, and so we're trying to move out here to the East Coast. Again, my family's from Georgia. I'm here right now with my dad. and my sisters, they own a house out here in like Sugar Hill and Doraville, you know. So my family's from out here, but I can't take it anymore. I'm trying to move out here to the East Coast because it's getting very, you know, I'm a 6'2" guy, 250 pounds, just like Byron Donald's there in Florida. I know, but it's true. I love that man, but no, it's true. Even with you know the fishing rods and everything, I don't care about that. At the end of the day, that's not gonna do anything. I gotta get the hell out of there. I gotta get my family the hell out of there. And so I was talking to my mortgage loan officer and everything. And so in the next couple of months, he said we're gonna get a house out here in North Carolina, and that's where it's gonna be.
Well, that's a good move for you, going out there, nice and peaceful, not too much going on, away from all the craziness. That's definitely a good move.
Yes, sir. No, yes, sir. And you know, we love nature, we love hiking, we love the woods and everything. We don't really even love the city that much. I mean, it was nice while it lasted, but honestly speaking, it's not that it's not that much. It ain't all that. You know, we prefer out being in Mother Nature and, you know, kayaking and things like that. So we're looking into that area, and you know, it's beautiful. I think it's very family friendly, and you know, my family's from out there, so you know, I am originally from the East Coast. Well, originally I was born in Venezuela. I am a Venezuelan. I came into Florida in 1999, right before Hugo Chavez got in, and my family escaped. We became citizens in 2007 after years of going through courts and money and lawyers and everything to be able to get residency status due to be able to prove 85% that we were endangered due to my dad's political status with the opposition, and they were hunting us down to get our votes. Anyways, it's a whole, and it's okay. That's a whole nother story, but we can get into that later. And so I've been out here since then, 30 years old now, and you know, I've come a long way, but I just wanted to share that.
Well, thank you for the call, man. And you know, that's a wonderful story, and you just keep on going, keep doing the right thing, man.
Thank you very much, Shabir. I love you very much, and keep on going, brother.
Appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
All righty. Shout out to the caller. 773. Can you hear me?
ABL, it's your retired Chicago police officer friend.
All righty.
I'm surprised I got through. The main topic of the night has just become why is Skype, censoring ABL? I don't understand it, but, well, I do understand it. It's because they don't, they want to censor what you have to say and what we have to say.
That's right.
Simple as that. ABL, I wanted to talk about Cardi B. By the way, I thought it was very classy of you to handle that in your video the way you did with Cardi B, because you could have easily just dismissed her. And what you did was you gave her a compliment by saying, well, at least, a lot of these stars don't even pay attention to their finances, and they don't, at least she's looking at that, regardless if she's a multimillionaire or not. However, I think Cardi B is a great example of people being dissatisfied with the way society is going, but then they don't point a finger at the leaders that they voted in. I think you were correct by saying she's all tied up on personalities. She personally doesn't like Trump. A lot of people personally don't like Trump. But, would you rather have somebody who's a great politician and kind of a beauty contest winner, so to speak? They look good, they speak well, they know how to please people, they know what to say to please people, but their policies are disastrous. And that's the thing. People don't like what's happening in society, shootings and this and that, and no bond and everything else. but yet they don't know where to point the finger. The finger is at the leadership. These policies that Biden and their ilk are, putting into motion have an effect on our society. The border, open borders, and, everything that is happening internationally, these have an effect. We're going to stop production of oil here or coal here, yet we're going to buy it from somewhere else. It doesn't make sense. It's still being drawn out of the earth. If you want to look at a one earth view, it's still being drawn out of the earth. These other countries are horrible with their policies on, their emissions and everything else. It would be better taken care of here instead of paying somebody else to do it. It's a ridiculous thing. I just don't understand why they can't see that it's their own, the people that they voted for, that is the problem. So put the blame where the blame should be put. Anyway, ABL, great show, messed up phone system, but besides that, it keeps going to voicemail, ABL, so you'll have probably 300 voicemails before the end of the night.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Hopefully you work all that out. I'm glad I got through ABL, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, talk to you.
All right, great call. I'm getting the hang of it now. I am getting the hang of what's going on here with the calls. Okay, let's go to 504. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Alien Spaceship.
All righty, man. What's going on?
I wanted to tell you about, I've been watching these other live streams on YouTube, and they've been they've been showing the border. And basically, like the border that Trump made. And there's so many people coming in from different countries in South America that are not Mexico. And I thought that was interesting. And a lot of them are, voting for Joe Biden, they said.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because they know that he's the guy that has the border open. They know that. People, it's weird because people in America sometimes, not all, but sometimes think that if someone comes to the southern border, they have no idea what's going on, just trying to fight for their life, and they don't have TV, they don't watch the news, but they know exactly what's going on. That's why they're coming. They're incentivized to cross because they have news where they are, that it's wide open, and they know that Joe Biden is behind it. So, of course, they vote for him because they know that he's the guy behind it.
Right. And also there's people, so it's a channel that I watched it in the summer when the riots were going on with Antifa, and they do police scanners and stuff. And sometimes, they watch somebody else that is at the border, and the guy streams it. And there is this, it looked like a river of some kind, but it was disgusting. And some guy was getting paid to piggyback ride people across it back and forth. And there's trash everywhere, and they have tents, and they had campfires, and the Border Patrol is bringing them all in.
That's crazy.
And also people in Ukraine are going there, and China, and people from a lot of countries. It's just crazy over there,
Yeah, I mean, all over the place.
Yeah. Have you been keeping up with what Prince Harry's been doing? I know that's not really, I keep up with it, but I was just wondering if you've heard about what's going on with that.
I've not really been following them closely, but the last I saw from him, he was doing a podcast with his wife. Is that kind of what's going on? Or if not a podcast, a Netflix show too?
He's doing that. And also there is this book he came out with, and he's talking about like him and his brother got in like a fist fight, and that the people that he killed are the Taliban, and now the Taliban wants to get him now. And he keeps, talking about, like the Nazi uniform he wore. And he always says that he doesn't want people to know about his business, but he keeps on telling the whole world about his business. So it's kind of contradicting himself.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really understand what his end game is here. From the beginning, I didn't understand Meghan. I don't understand leaving the royal family. I don't really get him. He's an odd person.
Yeah, I agree. And thanks for giving a shout out to Georgia Peach when I mentioned her. She really appreciates it.
Well, yeah,
And
yeah, definitely.
yes, that's all I have to say. Have a nice day, and goodbye.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to my man for calling. And thank you all for being here. Thank y'all for being so patient with me. I set that Google Voice up. I'm gonna still try to and improve it, working my way around it, and make it work for me in a good way. So we'll see how that whole thing goes. 918, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, baby? Yo, it's JB Scotch from Oklahoma. How you doing, buddy?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Hey, not a lot. Well, I gotta tell you, man, I'm gonna give you some props to those technical troubleshooting skills you had earlier. You got through that, man. That was good. I was impressed with that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God, it kind of threw me off though. Now I'm kind of confused what I was gonna say. Damn, what the hell was I gonna say? Hey, hang on, bro.
You get it. You come to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. There's what I was gonna say. Yeah. It's so sad that basically we saw censorship in action, because this wasn't just a glitch or something. This was Skype. This was Microsoft trying to silence all of us, and we saw it live on air. And the fact that you got around it, yeah, you figured it out. That was awesome. So, and that was really cool. And lastly, I mean, Kevin McCarthy, the House Speaker, hey, anybody's better than Nancy Pelosi. Okay, so
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
yeah, I mean, I like Kevin McCarthy actually. I mean, I watched a lot of his interviews on, Fox and other shows, and yeah, I don't think he's a rhino. I really don't. No, I think he's going to try to do good as the speaker. But yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, it's like Nancy is gone. It's like, let's sing that song, Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. She's out of here. Yeah.
Exactly. That's really the most important thing to me, that she's out of the way, because she was absolutely terrible.
She was horrible. She was horrible. Yeah. Insider trading, her husband with all kinds of weird stuff going on at their house. I mean, yeah. But anyway, man, yeah. Well, I'm glad you got this, fixed up where you can take calls. That was cool, man. That was really good. Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, man, what's going on? But yeah, it turns out Skype and Microsoft are, they're doing some funny business.
Absolutely. Well, we got through it.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, love you, dude. Love everybody in the chat and the callers, and yeah, I love your show, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, later, dude.
You know what? I'm not even going to lie to you. I kind of like the way that this is set up better than Skype, as far as being able to answer calls. I like this. 470, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Anthony.
What's happening?
Hey, it's Craig. How you doing, sir?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's some Atlanta violence for you.
Wow. And what am I hearing right now? Am I hearing active gunfire right now?
That's the south side of Atlanta, man. It's pretty bad.
Wow. Is that going on like right now as we speak?
No, man. That's World War II sounds from the Belle of Berlin from YouTube. How are you?
Oh, okay. Well, I don't really see the difference between that and what's going on at ATL. So, you could have fooled me.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was a realistic portrayal of the state of affairs of today. So here in Atlanta.
That's right.
So anyway, Yeah, man. Wow, that's pretty wild. I didn't think McCarthy was actually going to get in. So, wow. I was not happy about that. But, hey, he's a lot better Pelosi, so what can I say?
That's right.
Yeah, as far as Cardi B is concerned, complaining about food prices going up, which she's what, worth $40 million? That's her net worth?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, steak and chicken can all go up to $15 a pound, and she wouldn't even feel the difference financially.
Yeah, but she was saying that in the video, like she won't feel a difference, but the people that are out there, the normies, they're going to feel it. So at least she was aware.
Yeah, well,
she was aware to say that she'd be okay, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, she doesn't care. I mean, what does she care? She originally voted for, was supporting Bernie Sanders, who's a communist, right?
Right.
And then she supported Biden, who's in effect a communist. So why does she, complain about, people who are poor not being able to afford groceries? It just makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just want to call and say hello. And oh, by the way, Buford Highway, right? I'm sure you drive on that a lot, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I've now officially called it, as of like a couple months ago, Old El Paso. Because of all the illegals.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there last year, and I'm pounding the palm of my hand on my steering wheel several times. I'm like, "Go, Paco, go, man!" I'm like, "This isn't Honduras. Move." Everybody's trying to fight to get into the middle lane because they want to stay on the right and the left lanes because people are constantly turning to the left or right. Everybody's fighting to get in the right lane. I mean, sorry, the middle lane.
Right.
Yeah, it's terrible with all these third world drivers. It kind of makes you wonder how they got their license, who they bribed to get it. But anyway, man. Oh, I want to say one last thing. Wednesday, I couldn't get in because remember your Skype was down.
Yeah.
So Joseph Ratzinger was the 16th Pope to die. Was it Pope the 16th, Pius the 16th or whatever?
Yeah, Pope Benedict.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think he got into his position back in 2006. And he was a member of the Hitler Youth. All German youth in Germany from 1939 on were members of the Hitler Youth. And he was what was called a flak helper, which was the guys that either loaded the flak guns and or manned them to shoot down Allied planes during World War II. He was recruited by the Nazis in I think it's the fall of 1943 when he was 16.
Wow.
And into the Luftwaffe, which was the German Air Force at the time, which is still called Luftwaffe today, but it's under a different political system, so there's no comparison. But anyway, that's a little bit of background about his history. They kind of bury it, but that's true. You could have found this out 15, 16 years ago very easily, but today I had to search, several websites to find out a little bit more about his background. They try to hide that because of the attachment to the Third Reich and the Nazis. So, but that's his background. It doesn't make him a bad guy. I mean, he was forced to join the Hitler Youth, and he had no choice. You didn't have a choice back in those days in Germany. So there you have it. So
right on, man.
At least he went on to lead a good life and become a pope, and there you have it. So anyway, you have a great night. Take care, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
I did not know that about the Pope that had passed away, Pope Benedict. Very interesting. 614, you're gonna learn who am I speaking to?
Hi, ABL. It's Camille, and calling from Columbus, Ohio. I just wanted to tell you, my husband and I, we enjoy your show and Officer Tatum's show. I have had 2 back surgeries within a month and had to spend Christmas in the hospital. And I just want to tell you, thank you so much for helping me to get through everything that I've been going through. 2022 was a horrible year for many people, and I just know that people do need to wake up and literally smell the coffee or the bacon, but wake up and see what society is what's going on. I believe that we need to love each other more, and stop doing the whole divide and stuff, because there is smoke and mirrors for sure going on, and we need to be able to see through the smoke and break the mirrors and actually see what is really going on. But I wanted to tell you, thank you so much for helping me during this time. I have a few months of recovery to do, but I will continue to keep watching and supporting you. So we just I especially like your ending. If you like what you heard, please comment, share, like and share, and subscribe, and of course, peace. So I love it. If my husband were awake right now, he'd be telling you the same thing. He has spent 17 and a half years in the military, and he truly loves your 76 wooden boards, and that's something that I'm working on, possibly surprising him for his early Valentine's Day gift. So I just want to say thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you, and thank you for watching, and keep on watching. I'll be here for you.
Thank you so much.
All right,
have a happy new year, and everybody that is listening and watching, happy new year, and definitely love one another, because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So
that's right.
So I just want to tell you thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Peace.
Peace. All right. Great call. Shout out to her. 989. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to Corn Pop, bro.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Bro, I'm wondering why you keep blocking me.
I don't know, man. It ain't me. What you want me to do?
I want you to stop blocking me, man. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, if you block, you block, and then I could do about it. So you gotta just.
But once I'm blocked, there's nothing I can do about it.
I mean, I told you what to do, but you ain't want to do it, so I can't help you.
Man, I can't bow down to the system, man.
Well, oh well.
What do you need me to do, man?
If you can send me your YouTube page, I might be.
I don't have one of them, man.
Okay, so
Corn Pop _.
I can't help you, sir.
Yeah, it's direct link.
I cannot help you, sir.
At Corn Pop.
Okay. Why people don't want to Why people don't want to listen to what I was trying to say? You know what I'm saying? I cannot help you, sir. It's simple. All right. So yeah, shout out to everybody calling in. You guys are fantastic. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is pretty cool though. So now I gotta make up a new. I gotta remember the number again. Hold on. Can we do 412 on the line? Who am I speaking to?
Oh, what's up, ABL? I ain't never got to speak to you before. How you doing tonight?
Oh man, it's all good. What's happening?
Hey, I'm cool. I was typing Google Voice in the comments, even though I probably shouldn't because I'm in motion right now or whatever. But in your settings, you can set your phone to do not disturb, and for the calls to only come through your window browser.
So if I do not disturb, can I still get calls?
Yeah, you can do not disturb the phone. Like I have a few Google Voice numbers, and I got them on do not disturb to the phone, but they still ring on my PC and like the web browser, the app and stuff like that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I've been using it for years. Like I had like a troubled youth growing up or whatever, every time I went to go see my PO when I was a kid, he kept saying, you're giving me a different number every time I see you. I can't get a hold of you. He told me about the voice. And that was back when I was like 17. I'm 31 now. So almost 20 years of experience using Google Voice.
Right. Okay. So I got an expert right here. I'm glad you called in.
I'm decent with Google Voice. You can get a text message. So when I can get home and actually look at the settings and everything, I might be able to send you like some type of tutorial video or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Well, I definitely appreciate that because, I'm just doing it right now on the fly. Like I'm taking the calls and doing that. So I thank y'all for that, man. Appreciate you.
Listening the whole time. I've been listening the whole time. I was like, he said Google Voice in 5 minutes. I'm like, it takes like a minute to get a Google Voice number because like, when I got a little bit older and graduated, I started telling the dudes when we were upstate that get a Google Voice number, get a local area code, and the phone calls went from being like $10 for a 10-minute call to a 50-cent phone call.
That's right.
Yeah, but I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep up the good work. I'm glad to actually hear you in real life, I guess.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you.
All right. Talk to you later. I'm going to keep listening.
All right, now.
All right. Bye.
Okay. So that definitely works. That definitely works. So I'm going to see if, well, I might need to turn my web notifications on. I see what I got to do. I think I got it. But let me go ahead and do that. So I know what I got to do now. Turn my web notifications on and then do that. Okay. So let's do 612. You on the line? Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me? Hello?
Is this the right person?
Sir, are we good? Are you good? Like what's going on?
Is this Anthony?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. I never thought I would make it on.
Well, I'm glad you're on, man. What's happening?
Oh, not much. I was just listening to your stream and I was just thinking, and I just wanted to add my 2 cents to the craziness that was going along in my little world right now. And then I want to ask you one question.
Got you.
So, by the way, my name is Connor Yuri.
All righty. Well, I'm glad you made it, man. So what's on your mind? What's going on?
Well, I live in a blue area and, crime's going down. Crime's going up. I had, where I work, I had a car crash into a fence where I work. It turns out the car was stolen. And before we could get the paperwork filed for the insurance claim on the fence, he got back out of jail or whatever. They just let him go.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. So my question is, it's only somewhat related because the idea here is I want a better solution to what's going on. Would it be better if people started to go off of policies and not parties? Because you hear stuff like rhinos, and it's just the thing that's keeping us down is labeling people, and I want that to stop. Is there a way to get around that?
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's kind of hard to get beyond that because most policies are tied to parties. So it's kind of hard to get beyond it. I don't really see how that's really possible. I mean, I understand your intention, I understand your thought process, but I'm not sure that what you're asking is possible.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm just being a hopeful hippie then. Anyways, it's been an honor talking to you, and keep fighting the good fight.
Well, thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you. All righty, so we found a solution to the whole thing with the voice and all that. I'll take one more. Caller, can you hear me? 757.
Yeah, Mr. Logan, Chesapeake Bob here. How you doing?
Oh, it's all good. How about yourself?
Oh, it's been an interesting stream tonight.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of stuff going on. So, but I'm glad I'm here.
I think we're all learning stuff.
Definitely.
Anyhow, I want to give you a little update on the teacher that got shot in Newport News.
Yeah.
So what happened was the student took out his gun, and she had her hand raised, her right hand raised, and the bullet went through her hand and into her upper, or actually her lower left shoulder.
Wow.
But so that's what went down there. Don't know the type of gun, revolver, semi-automatic, don't know. But they got her in the hospital, and they say that she is going to be okay. Now they need to turn their attention, obviously, to how did this student get this gun?
Definitely. Yeah, because a 6-year-old, I mean, and then from what I was watching on Wavy, they said that it was not accidental. This was a purposeful shooting. Like he shot her because of some kind of confrontation that they were having, I suppose.
Yeah, I hadn't got the whole backstory, but I think you're right. I think they'd had a problem like the day before, and he took this gun intentionally in there to do this.
Wow.
So that just raises the question of, where are the parents?
Yeah.
Anyhow, I just wanted to update you with a little local news and let you know they think she's going to be just fine. And I kind of like this new call-in system. You be good.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, yeah. So I think I wrap it up right there. It's 11 o'clock. I want to kind of keep going, but I'll wrap it up right there. Thank y'all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. Yeah, this is gonna be the number until I don't know. I guess it'll be the number until whenever. So we'll see what's going on. Thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best in the internets. Y'all are very helpful, getting everything going the way it's supposed to go. Yeah, that boy was 6 years old that shot a teacher. 6 years old. Totally crazy. But yeah, there's a lot that we could talk about with that one. I may do a follow-up video to that, a separate video on the channel. But thank y'all again for being here. You guys are fantastic. If you like what you heard so far tonight, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. We got some super chats right here that I'll read right quick. Then I'll wrap it on up, put the bow clean on top. Let me see. Thank you to Dragon Slayer who says, what's a better way to donate? Thank you, Shalom. Thank you for that. There's a PayPal link. It should be in the description. I think that's the best way. PayPal. Yeah, that's probably another way you can do it. There's also a Cash App, I think, in the description. But thank you for your donation. Thank you to F Ranger Xbox who says, am I blocked from calling? I think we figured that out. I think we fixed that. This was an earlier call and earlier super chat. And also in any other state, McCarthy would be a Democrat. California, he's like a far right Republican in California because that's where he comes from. Thank you to TJ Jizzle for your donation. TJ Jizzle also says ABL, the real inspector gadget. Hey, you gotta make it work, TJ Jizzle. Thank you to Chels Ann who says, heard something about you possibly needing an assistant. If you choose to hire one, where would be best to inquire about it? Also, with a resume and a short clip of computer skills suffice. Thanks, ABL. Thank you for that. Yeah, if anybody wants to put in for that, you can just email me, contact@anthonyblogan.com. Email's on the website if you forget. Also, F Ranger Xbox says, change climate change to New World Order. There you go. There you have it. Thank y'all again. I'll be back live again on Wednesday, and hopefully we got this situation sorted out with the number here. And I think that I think we're good. You know, I had my phone hooked up to my actual mixer right here to try and take calls that way, but I was not actually using my phone. I was just answering everything on the web. So it's all right there. I don't even need the actual mixer. I can just, because my thought process was when Skype went down or when they blocked me, I'm thinking, okay, I need to get a burner phone, hook it up to the router and not the router, pardon me, the mixer and answer the calls through my phone and all this and that and the third. But I don't need to do that. I could just you know, I can just answer it straight there on the web. So that works perfect. That works absolutely perfect. And I'll definitely be using that for the future shows until we can get Skype working. Or I might just use that. And guess what? And I didn't pay anything. I'm not paying for this. Is it free? I think it's free. Skype costs. Skype, the number costs. If this is a paid thing, I don't really care. I pay it. You know, it's whatever. But I didn't pay anything to set it up, so that's interesting. But thank y'all again. And until next time. Oh, and I'm tripping. Thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls and everything nice in check. Thank y'all for watching, super chatting, retweeting, whatever. And you're watching and listening to a podcast right now that'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So today is, what's the day? Saturday, January 7th, 2023. It'll be available Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 8th, 2023 for free on your favorite audio streaming platforms. Link for that will be in the description box below. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.